Live. We are live. It is I, Chillmonger, because that's Chillmonger's YouTube channel. And we got another YouTuber in the building, the Jaded Fanboy, with a fire sticking up right into his nostrils because he likes it like that. 33 burning MCU questions. The first question is, how do you cut Captain Marvel's super hair? This was a question someone wanted me to answer last week. He's got it this week. Look, she can survive outer space, the sun. There's nothing that breaks that hair. Yet we see her get a haircut when she comes in Avengers Endgame, looking all Carol Manvers, as they say. Whoa.
She went to a Wakandan barber shop and they used vibranium scissors. Oh,
yeah. Who's to say she wasn't at a Wakandan vibranium barbershop prior to the Infinity Heist? That's right.
I never really thought about cutting her hair.
Walk hard, Jamie, Trinity in the building. Thanks for joining it. No, we don't really think about hair. It's not until Thor Ragnarok where that Stan Lee cameo happens. He's got the hair cutting thing where I really got to thinking, yeah, you know what? Their hair really is durable sometimes, but it can still get a haircut. What the hell were those clippers made out of? Yeah. Same with Captain Marvel. Though that was Stan Lee. Stan Lee is the writer. If you can be the creator, you can do anything you want with your properties. That's the only way.
You willed it into a shorter haircut or something. I don't know. I'll stick with the vibranium scissors.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Moving to question number 2 of 33 burning MCU questions. Do we trust Amy Pascal? I did a video covering this, but maybe not last week, sometime between last Saturday and today, we had Amy Pascal, who is the Sony sort of executive side of the Spider-Man movies. She says we've got 3 more coming in the wings, and we're not done working with Marvel. This is not going to be the last Tom Holland Spider-Man film. I don't know if Amy Pascal is that trustworthy. It sounds like you wouldn't just say that if you didn't know something. But then again, no contract has been announced. Even in her little announcement, she doesn't actually announce the contract stipulations. What the heck's going on here? Do you trust her?
Well, I don't know of any previous announcement she's made that didn't follow through.
Good point.
And it's still, I think the statement is more of a reassuring fans because of all the rumors of because I believe his contract says he still has one more appearance after the movie.
Yeah, there's this film, and then there's another Marvel Studios film.
He has another Marvel Studios film after this. And I think there was a lot of rumors of people going, well, otherwise, why would Tom Holland do that tweet? I don't want to do Spider-Man movies when I'm 30 or whatever.
Yeah, and that's really confusing.
Right. And I think the idea of this announcement was more to quell the fears of any Tom Holland fanboys wondering what's going to happen with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and
it didn't work.
I mean, people who love Tom Holland as Spider-Man, they're probably wondering, well, what's going to happen? And I think this was like a preset announcement before all the formal negotiations were done. Saying
it wasn't. It was Fandango doing a little interview for the article, and when they asked her something, she goes, wait, let me stop you right there because I want to let you know that this is not going to be the last Marvel movie. Like, they weren't even going to ask, is Tom Holland reing up? They probably never thought they'd get that answer, but she volunteered this information. So that's what makes it
because it's in the works. It's just not finalized yet. I mean, as far as Marvel's concerned, they're saying we're presenting this as an open option. If Tom Holland refuses, then that's his choice. But I think this is more Marvel saying we're open to Tom Holland being in 3 more Spider-Man movies. So I think that's Marvel throwing their hat in the ring, saying this is what we got. This is what we're willing to do. Whatever Tom Holland wants to do, that's his choice. But we're willing to have Tom Holland be in 3 more movies. And I think that's what they're.
Fair enough, but it's also dangerous to announce something before pen is put to paper.
Oh, because that's hurt DC so many times, really.
I was thinking of Star Wars actually, but yeah, DC did have an Ava DuVernay agreement to do a film, and that's New Gods isn't happening. Star
No,
Wars,
you
I was
got
thinking
it.
of Patty Jenkins, who's supposed to be
Oh,
doing
well.
the the fighter pilot movie, and that's not happening. Why would you announce something? Ryan Johnson,
Well,
he's getting
how
his own trilogy.
they didn't just announce it; they made a trailer for it. I
Yeah,
mean, that was that
yep.
was like they were. I think they were really not dedicated, but really ready and willing to actually do the movie. Otherwise, why would they even have a trailer? Pay for the trailer for it? I think that was just stupid on their part. But it's Star Wars; they don't know what they're doing. So
Not at all. What's going on, Jared Bishop? Thanks for joining the stream. The third question, and I want your answer to this too, Jared. Could you tell that Theena's suit was CGI? It came out this week that actually she and another character was wearing a complete not costume. They had things that they wanted to add later on in post production, and to me, when I watched this film, Angelina Jolie was wearing real clothes. That's what it looked like to me. So no, I couldn't tell at all.
no, I didn't care enough to like. It didn't matter to me whether it was this, unless it was like really bad CGI, right? I didn't really catch it, and I didn't really care.
Even when it's bad, I don't catch it. Remember what Philosophical Pickle on his YouTube channel, he was talking about how Hawkeye, when he was fading away and doing the
Yeah,
arrow at the end,
I
I
don't know
didn't notice.
how the hell did he catch that? Jesus Christ!
But when you slow it down, it looks terrible.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna watch. I don't watch many TV shows or movies at quarter speed, so I wouldn't have, And it was only like what a second and a half scene anyway.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't tell. And same with the Theena thing. Philosophical Pickle's got a review of Hawkeye episode 3, but so do you, don't you, Jaded Fanboy?
Yeah. Don't watch my review of Hawkeye. If you liked Hawkeye episode 3, don't watch my videos. Okay, I'm warning you ahead of time.
That's reverse psychology. Now I want
No, it's
now
not
when I hear that,
psychology. I am warning you, so I don't want anybody bitching about my videos when I tell you ahead of time. If you like the show or you like the movie that I do a review about, don't watch it.
Is Kate Bishop more of a Tinder or a Bumble where it's the women who interact first?
No, she's a Tinder.
Yeah, she's got some creativity. She's someone who like needs a couple of guys to question her. She or ask her out. She'll post a cute little picture. Tinder, easily.
I can see her at Tinder.
You think she's ever used Tinder?
No. I couldn't imagine her with the 3 episodes that I've seen so far.
I don't see her intimate at all.
I don't see her because there was no real hint of her wanting a social life, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like she went into hiding and she's going to go, well, what about my boyfriend? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think she's really, I guess she's single and she's not really seeing anybody because she's, in her friend's apartment or whatever, like hiding out.
Mm-hmm.
She's not really concerned.
Yeah, she's not really concerned. She barely has friends. There was those people who watched her just so they can video shoot that her shooting the arrow into the bell, and then we don't see them again. And they kind of abandoned her.
Though I did kind of miss it. Whose apartment is she in?
Wasn't it her aunt's?
Because there's nobody there. Like, are they on vacation or something? And I might have to rewatch the episode because whose apartment is she in? I really don't know.
I want to say it's her aunt who is an actress, and the actress of an aunt is like on set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. She don't got either. You can trust me on that one. What are you trying to say? You trying to say that she's just she not into men? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, she's just not. Oh, she said it was her aunt apartment. I just could. I accepted. I didn't care. I was just thinking about it now that she mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. The 5th question of 33 burning MCU questions is: has a film ever made you want a comic book? Civil War made me want to read the Civil War comic book.
Oh, unfortunately, that doesn't work for me because every Marvel movie that they've done, I've already read the comic book of it. So,
has it made you ever want to revisit Fantastic Four 52 right after the Black Panther film?
No. The only Fantastic Four comics I read are the ones with the Silver Surfer appearances or Galactus. I was never a Fantastic Four fan. Even with the Council of Reeds, as good as I started it, but it's like I really don't care about Reed and I don't care about the Fantastic Four, and I don't like Annihilus and I don't like the Negative Zone. And
and they most definitely copied the the FF when Batman did the Court of Owls. That was weak.
Yeah, the Court of Owls was basically the Council of Reeds.
Mm-hmm.
Again, great story. Just I wasn't my type of thing. But
people liked it. The MCU in general made me want to read comics. I'm the same way. Right after that Black Panther film, after that library, because Black Panther was movie number 17. I go, this is an incredible franchise. I need to be supporting this. I need to be seeing the source material for this, and I became a fan after Black Panther.
Oh, really? Because I enjoyed, because the thing with Black Panther is because he's had such a long history. There are so many phases of Black Panther, and of the ones that I like when he first started being part of the Avengers, and Wakanda was just at that point Wakanda was just a name. Like it wasn't
explored.
Yeah, it wasn't explored yet. And that T'Challa is my favorite T'Challa because he's like just 1% below a royal asshole because he always
commands.
But again, very honorable. But again, there's always that. I am a king of my own country, just to let you all know this, right? Like he doesn't harp over it, but it's like that attitude is there, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite T'Challa.
What do you like about New Jersey? The Devils?
Oh, the New Jersey Devils. Well, if they could play, that would be good.
Question number 7, or 6 rather. Who else speaks Groot? Okay, Thor took it as an elective in Asgard. That's one. You think Captain Marvel doesn't? She's got her little universal translator that she could talk to people at the Blockbuster with. She's another. Okay, who else?
Here's the thing I don't understand about Groot. Okay, is that Rocket, Captain Marvel, and Thor can understand it, but everybody can speak English to Groot, and Groot understands English or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how does this work? I'm not complaining, but it's like, I don't understand how you speak Groot if he says, I am Groot, and it can mean what it means, but everybody else can speak English, and he knows what it means anyway. It's like,
because his ears are ears. He gets it. He'll comprehend everything. But it takes the humans, or not just humans, anyone else who's not a Groot, it takes those people the time and effort to understand what he means. So when little baby Groot grows up and he's a teenager, right at the beginning of Infinity War, when little baby Groot's playing on the video games and he goes, I am Groot, they all go, whoa.
Yeah, like I said, because
some acorns on you.
Too, they all know, they can all understand them.
Because they took the time as it was growing up.
How do you teach that? That's what I don't understand.
They learned it. It can be learned. Thor learned it. And Captain Marvel's going to have a little translator. The other Avengers who could probably speak the language are like the smart ones. I think Tony could decipher it if he was alive.
Oh, yeah, because Tony can do everything. Yeah, sure. Tony can do everything.
It is a good question, Black Guru. Valkyrie probably can too if Thor can. Yeah, they probably took the same curriculum. That's right.
No, because she was a Valkyrie and then she abandoned Asgard. So I don't think she took it as an elective.
She was an adult by the time she abandoned Asgard, so she finished her school.
Yeah, but no, the Valkyries actually had a set purpose, and then once Hela defeated them, they kind of left, right? And then, it's possible. I'm just going by Valkyrie's story in Thor Ragnarok.
That she left when the Groot course was happening, Valkyrie left Asgard, is what you're telling me.
Not when the Groot. I mean, why would they be teaching Groot in Asgard? I mean, that's a joke bit. I'm not taking it seriously. I took Groot as an elective. I mean, it was a throwaway line.
Yeah, we're taking the throwaway line and we're making the most out of it. It's possible they could have learned from an intergalactic teacher of some kind. Okay, who wasn't there when Valkyrie was away, went abroad. Because Valkyrie, what made her lose and go away was in the flashback, you saw the Pegasus flying into Hela, right? So Valkyrie is older than Thor if she was around fighting Hela. Because Hela was in jail, Asgard jail, for the entirety of Thor. He didn't even know.
Yeah, Thor didn't even know he existed. So technically, Valkyrie's older than Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, so the electives that they were teaching, the whole communication thing, that wasn't there. So
and maybe it wasn't available at that time. There's learning how to survive an intergalactic attack by a pissed off god. I don't think they're gonna go. Yeah, as an elective, I'm gonna take learn how to speak Groot. I think she was probably taking a home ec class instead. That was probably her elective.
Number 7 of 33 burning MCU questions here, chilling with the jaded fanboy. The question is, which hero would make the best crossing guard? Okay, this is very easy. We've got someone who needs to be very aware of the threat levels, and Hawkeye, Clint Barton, is that guy. He's going to be watching if there's any cars coming. While you think he's talking to you, he's actually in his peripheral watching that car on the side. And if he needs to, he'll pull out an arrow, pop the tire just so you can swerve into the another direction.
And you don't think Daredevil would be a good crossing guard with his sonic radar?
No, because his secret identity would make it so that it would give him away.
No, you're saying which hero would make the best crossing guard?
Okay, he would never do it, but fine.
Well, neither would Hawkeye. Why would Hawkeye be a crossing guard? he needs money.
Yeah, okay. Daredevil is a hero who would be a great crossing guard, and we got Hawkeye. Are there any other suggestions? Quicksilver as a crossing guard. No one will get in an accident if Quicksilver is there. And that may be the correct answer. That, you can still fool Hawkeye, you could still fool everyone, but you're not going to get an accident when Quicksilver's on the scene.
Again, if he does the slow-mo thing from
yeah, his whole life is slow-mo.
Yeah.
It's hold on.
Are we talking the Quicksilver that died, or are we talking the X-Men Quicksilver?
The MCU one that died.
I don't think he's as fast as the X-Men Quicksilver. I think the X-Men Quicksilver is a lot faster.
You don't got to be that fast, though. How many kids are really going to be helping cross the road at a time? You can get like the 3 kids who are crossing lickety-split.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, you could get Rocket Raccoon as a cross guard, because that way he'll shoot any car that doesn't follow the rule.
Roadkill. They're gonna be like, there's a thing on the floor. It's roadkill.
Yeah, and you take the weapon that Rocket Raccoon's gonna be having. He's gonna say, "Stop, or I'll shoot." And he's the only one I can think of that will actually shoot any vehicle that doesn't. Because like, what was it? How the buses have that stop thing.
Mm-hmm.
And cars aren't supposed to pass. Rocket Raccoon will be the only one who will actually shoot any car that does not obey those rules. Everybody else will try and be nice about it.
See, that's not a good. No, it wouldn't be hilarious. That's a poor choice. What we care about is safety, not consequences for mistakes. And Doctor Strange with the Time Stone could stop time.
Doctor Strange didn't use the Time Stone against Thanos. Why would he use the Time Stone against vehicles? He doesn't know how to use the Time Stone.
He did 14,605 times.
He uses the Time Stone to find out how many options. Hey, here's an idea, Doctor Strange. Why don't you use the Time Stone to freeze Thanos so you can take the gauntlet off? Oh wait,
He did that 14 million tries. And whatever you throw out there, I'm going to tell you that it's one of his tries that he failed at. Doctor Strange could.
No. There should have been 14 million ways to defeat Thanos. The only one that wouldn't have defeated Thanos is if he never used the Time Stone.
I'm going with the movie. 14 million.
Of course you're going with the movie. You think you're going along the lines that Thor took Groot as an elective. Of course, you're going with the MCU movies.
What does Guru mean over here? He didn't have the time stone on him.
Yes, he did. That's what he did.
In Infinity War, he did. Yeah, it was on him. That was the whole point of what Ebony Maw was trying to get from him.
Ebony Maw literally wanted him for the time stone.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man caused his spidey senses. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, for danger.
Really? What? So that he can get a tingling on the back of his neck and wonder where it is? Please.
No, he knows where it's coming from. You try killing a spider, they know where it's coming from.
Spider-Man barely has spider sense.
And he'd be good with the kids. He'd make a couple of jokes here and there. That's better than Hawkeye. Hawkeye is too busy. He's not even going to dress up for his thing.
I'm going to dress up.
Spider-Man.
No. Actually, you know what? Hawkeye would make an interesting crossing guard. Why? Because he'd be on the 7th floor of the apartment building, right, and looking down, just checking. He wouldn't even be a crossing guard. Because I'm going by what Avengers goes. I do my best job, from a distance. Yeah. So Hawkeye would be a crossing guard, but he'd be on the 7th floor,
Yeah, he's disqualified. Definitely not Hawkeye. Daredevil, maybe. If he's in the MCU, we'll see. Maybe. But Spider-Man is just he's for the kids. Crossing guard in the morning time. You want to go to school. You may be down in the dumps. Hey, what's going on, kid? And it's Peter Parker talking to you, or Spider-Man talking to you.
You know what? I agree, because the Spider-Man in the MCU would make a better crossing guard than a goddamn guy willing to go up against the Sinister Six. You know what? A crossing guard is Tom Holland's. That's more Tom Holland's speed. Being a crossing guard. Don't be Spider-Man. Be a crossing guard.
Oh God. Yeah, LDG and Guru. If you guys want to participate in the live stream, that invitation is for you too. I just put it in the live chat. You said, wait, no, remember he pulled it out of nowhere? Oh yeah, he had to hide it so that when during the Thanos fight,
he still had it.
Yeah, he still had it. Yeah,
because when Maul tried to grab it, it was literally an illusion, right? But he still owned it.
No Hawkeye, no Rocket.
Rocket.
It's Spider-Man, guys. It's Spider-Sense.
It's Daredevil or Rocket Raccoon. Come on.
How MCU turned Thanos into a little beach.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe the entire universe having Thanos PTSD wasn't the best idea. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. But that is question 7 of 33 Burning MCU questions. The 8th question that we have here is, what's the most racist thing Steve and Bucky did? These dudes from the 1940s, you can't tell me that not at one single time did they say something that could be construed as, I don't know if that's the right thing to say. He was probably said something
in the actual movie itself, or like outside the movie?
Yeah, just outside the movies, making it up, having fun.
I'm trying to think, what in the movie did he do?
You don't think Steve and Bucky nudged Sam? He's like, you people have made it a really long way. You don't think they said something like that?
Oh, okay. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
Because if you take, we're talking right after he was
pulled out of the ice. Yeah.
Right?
Right back when they're in.
It would have taken months for him to have been adaptive. So I would easily see, because again, remember how we said back then it wasn't so great. We had to boil everything. I could see him going, why is there a black man as this, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he would actually say anything, but I could easily picture him for the first few months going, what is happening? I don't understand why. I could literally picture him going through the SHIELD base and going, why are there not 2 water fountains? I could literally see. He wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, you're thinking.
I could see him going, why is there only?
Yep.
What
you
know what I mean?
Somebody go to the water. He'd see Agent Sitwell going to the station. Somebody has an echo, but he would see him drinking, and then he would go oh, where's mine? I wonder where.
Where's mine? Where's the label? Or it's him going into the bathroom, and again, I'm talking like the first week. I'm not talking like, I mean, the first week of him coming back, him going into a bathroom and seeing a black guy come in, I could see him kind of like, and then try to hide the fact that it was a shock. But yeah, I could see that. I don't think he would say anything, but I could see him having those thoughts until he eventually, because by the time you got to Sam Wilson, he was like, he treated him like an equal. He didn't consider him inferior in any way.
Yeah, and he showed up at the veterans, kind of group meeting thing after he was invited. So he adapted by 2014 Winter Soldier. Cap was on the ball.
Yeah, but I could easily see him going, why is there not 2 water fountains?
We've got two guests.
He may have called what's his name, a Negro too.
Yeah, because the Negro League, that was a word that was in the
road.
Yeah,
that was like a Nick word. Fury, and you would have referred to Nick Fury. He goes, what's that Negro's name with the eye patch?
Yeah,
I could easily see him
something
say
like
that.
Like,
yeah.
So okay, it's like, you guys have a Negro in charge. That's great. Like he would have said it like that.
Yeah, like he would support it, but he would still say.
But he would say it that way. Yeah,
he would say it Negro. Yeah.
We have Black Guru joining us. Go ahead and plug yourself. This is the first time you're here on the channel.
What's up, man? It's the Black Guru. Just follow me on places that I'm followed on, however that goes. I'm always terrible at this, but YouTube, the Black Guru on YouTube, the One Black Guru on Twitch and Twitter, and just chilling with my boy Chillmonger with the 33 Burning Questions.
Absolutely. I was with you on Twitch when you were watching Martin, excuse me. Wow, I said Malcolm instead of Martin. I can see why my brain did that.
Yeah, because they're so alike. They're so alike.
But yeah, that Martin Lawrence guy is hilarious.
Yeah, Martin is hilarious.
Let's see here. Sir John says, did Iron Man steal Nebula's thunder in Endgame? Infinity War was about Gamora. So naturally, Endgame should have been Nebula focused. Instead, she was boring as ever. How you guys feel about that?
Well, it depends on what the story wanted to focus on.
Jamie?
I disagree. I thought Endgame was very Nebula focused. I think obviously, dude, Nebula is the whole reason that the third act battle exists. Of course, they didn't know that sending her back would sort of overlap with the other Nebula or whatever. But at the same time, had they known that, they wouldn't have sent her back there.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about here. That 2 Nebulas was boring. Nah.
No, the 2 Nebulas was necessary.
Yeah, they kind of set aside like a whole subplot for Nebula. So they in-game feature like every single character, and considering all the characters they had on screen, she had her own subplot, which is about as much as you can hope for with that level of casting.
I know, dude, from Endgame perspective, look at it this way. The first act, she's stuck out there with Tony in space for God knows how long, right? She keeps him alive until Captain Marvel finds him. They come back, and then she kind of disappears for a little bit. And then she goes to the second act. She goes with Rhodey to that planet to steal the orb. Thanos and the other Nebula find her, and they do the whole switcheroo thing. And like I said, because of her, the whole third act battle happens. So, Avengers Assemble on your left or whatever, you have her to thank for that.
Not only that, and the whole thing of Thanos even going into the future was because of Nebula.
Yes, exactly.
What's going on, Jason Lee Tucker? What's going on, Tony, who's in the building? What's going on? Yeah. He effed up. Bucky is the one who hid the identity of Isaiah Bradley, and that was known because he was in the Korean War and he saw him and never said a word about it. That's Bucky's most racist thing. That was the question. You guys have any input on this, Jamie? You got input? What's the most racist thing Steve and Bucky did?
So I would compare Steve to Michael Scott of The Office. Right, any sort of racism or intentional or unintentional racism was kind of quote unquote innocent racism, right? Kind of how you guys were saying before. He just doesn't, the man literally spent 90 or so years in the ice. Of course he's gonna be, he might fuck up and say the wrong thing once or twice, but he doesn't really mean it. You know what I mean?
Have you ever said something the wrong thing, but maybe by accident to your loved
one?
No,
he meant it. No matter what Jamie always means.
No, I absolutely not. But on the subject of Bucky, I would say that the most racist thing. So also consider this: for 90 or so years, Bucky worked for Hydra. So Hydra is the flat out most evil organization in the MCU by far. They definitely had him do some racist ass shit. So anything that he did, racism, was not on his own accord. It was because he was brainwashed to do it.
That's fair to say.
Yeah, because considering Hydra's origins, they weren't exactly friendly to the black people. So
absolutely not. Just red people. Question number 9. I misspelled that one. Were the Outriders scared of Thor? You know, the Infinity War people who arrived on Wakanda, they were called the Outriders. And then all of a sudden, the Rainbow Bridge not Rainbow Bridge. It was the hammer. What's the hammer called? Stormbreaker?
No, it was Heimdall. It was Heimdall.
Stormbreaker.
It wasn't Heimdall. It was Stormbreaker. It could summon the Bifrost.
Yeah.
Boom, he shows up. Bring me Thanos. And then all of these Outriders were like watching Thor, watching the hammer just swing around, slicing off head after head. You're telling me that they weren't scared? They were absolutely scared of Thor. Thor was a one-man wrecking crew in that film. And we seem to forget that because the movie kept cutting away to the planet Titan, watching Thanos fight Iron Man, watching him fight Spidey and Doctor Strange. But when Thor showed up on the scene, he was taking out the ships. That's what Captain Marvel did in Endgame. Captain Marvel did one. Thor was taking out multiple. And he just handled the war. Of course, they were afraid.
The thing is, after seeing what Wanda did, I'm going, yeah, okay, whatever. Because Wanda was literally about to kill Thanos. And it's like, I'm sorry, I love Wanda, and I love that she did it. So I'm going, if they see one superhero about to take out their boss, Thor coming in and taking out a ship is like, yeah, okay, as long as we don't have to deal with the girl in red, we're fine.
They weren't scared. They didn't give a F. What happened to them? They were offing themselves on the shield barrier before the battle even started. Jared, you're a genius. I never thought about that.
No, because those were the creatures. I thought you said the Outriders were like the lieutenants.
Nah, the whole race are called Outriders.
Oh, you mean the minions, the creatures?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they didn't give a shit.
The one Okoye said they're killing themselves. That one.
Oh no! See, I thought you were talking about the girl, the warrior girl, the Maul. I thought those guys, the lieutenants. I thought those were called the Outriders.
Well, let me ask you about them then. Were they afraid?
No, like I said, after seeing what Wanda did, I don't think Thor scared the hell out of them. But if the Outriders were just the creatures weren't scared. They were idiots.
Okay, how about you, Guru?
Well, I don't think they were scared. I think Jared did make a great point that they're kind of like almost zombie-like in their approach. So Thor, Raccoon, they don't care. They're just attacking. But I do remember the one thing that sticks out about that scene the most to me is not actually Thor's arrival, which was awesome. It was the cut scene where they cut to Banner in the Hulkbuster or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are so screwed." And the green screen was kind of off for me. I thought it was so corny. Like, it really underscored a great moment because it was like it didn't really need that moment. So that's what I always remember is that cut to Banner in the Hulkbuster. He pulls the helmet off and he says, "Oh, you guys are so screwed." I was like, they should have cut that.
Yeah, it was an unnecessary attempt at humor.
But once again, we just mentioned this earlier with the Hawkeye episode. I never notice these bad CGI moments when they're happening. I'm too invested. I'm too happy saying, yeah, they are really screwed now. That's right, Banner. That's how I felt.
Yeah, just check it out. Just notice it next time. It's just such a green screen moment. It almost looks like Zoom, like a Zoom call or some shit. I'm like shit. So, but I always just remember that. But other than that, that is probably one of Infinity War's top scenes is when Thor arrives and starts whipping ass.
I'll pull it up right after we're done with this guy's question. How about the glove? Dying stars, giant dwarf. Tony built the gauntlet with the Black and Decker in 5 minutes. What do you mean?
I mean, that's a separate issue.
Yeah,
that is. I've always had a problem with that, but it's separate.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I have a problem with that too. So.
No, I would say like on this quote, the Outriders scared of him. Like, you guys, I agree with you. Like, no, because they're mindless drones. Like the ones who are, there's literally a reaction shot of what's her name, like his two generals, the chick and one of the guys.
Proxima Midnight, Corvus
Yeah.
Glaive.
Exactly. Yeah.
You remember their names?
Dude, if you look at that shot, they are scared shitless of Thor.
Oh,
Like,
really?
that's like when he shows up and he's like, bring me Thanos or whatever, and he shows up, which I agree with you. It's like one of the greatest movie entrances of all fucking time. The theater turns into a fucking stadium at that point. I remember that. But yeah, dude, like, it's Thor. Dude, okay, who wouldn't be scared if a fucking Thor showed up with Rocket? Or sorry, who wouldn't be scared if like basically like a huge like walking talking demigod with like a walking talking raccoon and a tree showed up and started chasing you? Who wouldn't be fucking scared of that? Of course, those two were scared of them.
Well, because I was thinking like in the Avengers movie when Hulk was like literally smashing the Chitauri into the walls. All the Chitauri did was just yell back at him. Like they weren't even scared of the Hulk. They were just kind of pissed. Now, again, the Chitauri are not the same as the Outriders, but I'm saying the Chitauri were a little bit more intelligent, and even they weren't even scared of Hulk, and Hulk was literally pounding them.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, it's like they literally just, plopped his head on. Yeah, that's. Thanks for ruining that moment for us.
I'm sorry.
Really,
I just remember it just stands out so much to me. Just like I wish they wouldn't have did it. Or maybe say it from inside the suit. He doesn't have to take the helmet off. Say it from inside the suit. But they just, it was just so lazy. I hated that moment.
Bro,
wasn't pretty.
The MCU does not know what to do with Thor. They made him into the biggest badass in the MCU, and then they slapped 300 pounds on him in the next movie and turned him into basically like a victim of PTSD. Like, what the hell, dude?
I wasn't a fan of it. I thought like when my thing was the actor Chris Hemsworth put so much effort into getting that body, and you got these two films back to back that they're filming, Infinity War, Endgame, and I'm thinking, okay, make the most out of all this time that he put into it. No, they put him in a fat suit. I feel like that's disrespectful.
That's a good point.
Question 10 of 33 Burning MCU Questions. I'm here with the Jaded Fanboy. I'm here with Black Guru, and I'm here with Jamie. And the question is, are the Disney Plus series secondary to the films? If we had great films, I would say so. But Black Widow was decent. It was a good little film. Eternals, I don't think was really good. Shang-Chi was good. So far, I don't think that they are secondary to the films. No.
No, I mean, even if the MCU films were all 10 out of 10, I don't think they're secondary because they're literally trying to tie the TV shows into the MCU movies. So they're like if you don't watch the Loki if you don't watch WandaVision, the next time you see Wanda and she's in her Scarlet Witch outfit, you're gonna go, "What did I miss?"
Yeah.
So I think they're more complementary as opposed to secondary.
Complementary.
Yeah.
I think that's what they want. I want to agree with that. However, they haven't done a good enough job tying the two together. They've been running parallel to each other, but they haven't really done a great job of crossing the two over. So in the Marvel films, you don't really see a lot of remnants and hints and Easter eggs from the TV shows, and then kind of vice versa. So at this point, they've been running parallel. At some point, they may cross and lean on information presented in one format or the other. But as we stand today, at this moment, going into Spider-Man, and with Hawkeye airing right now, they haven't really crossed these things yet. Which that's the point that I'm waiting on. That point where they actually start tying these things together.
She-Hulk is gonna have Banner. Bruce Banner was in the film Shang-Chi right at the ending. That's the first connection I can see being made. If Doctor Strange was in WandaVision, maybe that would be a thing too, but it looks like that's not going to be a case. Oh, wait. Loki, that show had multiverse shenanigans, and now all these wild timelines are allowed to go, and that's probably why we're going to get 3 Spider-Men and the Dr. Octopus from another universe. I feel like that you'll get your answer in Spider-Man No Way Home. But I also want to give the Marvel a break, because they had a whole COVID pandemic where things were delayed and things couldn't be shot at the right time. And we're like year 2 into phase 3, but we're supposed to be like in year 4 of phase 3.
Yeah, they could usually be a year behind in movies for all finale now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think that's why I agree with what you were saying. I think that they plan to make them complementary. Just at this point in time, they haven't been complementary quite yet. And that's what I think a lot of fans and people are waiting on, is where they do start kind of leaning on one another to tell a more overarching story.
Jamie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like you said, like everything that, like the schedule that we're watching right now was not the original schedule. It was not supposed to be released this way. That's the whole reason that Doctor Strange 2 is undergoing some massive reshoots. Not because the film sucks, but because they had to switch everything around. So Doctor Strange 2 was supposed to come out this past May before Black Widow. Black Widow, yeah. So yeah, basically everything got switched around. So because of that, the question I wouldn't say it's like it's I wouldn't say it's not a fair question, but I would say it's just kind of, it's hard to really answer that because of the whole switcheroo thing, because the shows and the movies have not lined up yet. And so, but I think that 2022, I think next year is going to be where Marvel gets back on track.
Yeah.
Right? Because the quality has been questionable, but also because the shows will start lining up with the movies, everything like that. So it'll make more sense.
Yeah, so like with Shield, the Shield TV show really lined up with
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
I guess when Shield went down, yeah. I should be moving Onzo to the top. Northerners up top. Jamie, bye.
Done though. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Andrew.
What's up?
I'll ask you the same question we were just saying about whether they're secondary or not, and we all kind of agree that it's not until we get a crossover. So maybe when Yelena shows up in Hawkeye, we'll finally get some sort of synchronization. Maybe when what was the other example I gave? When we know why Hulk Banner was not inside of his Hulk form when we saw him in Shang-Chi, maybe we'll get the synchronization there.
Yeah, I agree with you. They are secondary to the shows right now. I thought that these shows would have a lot more crossover in them, and they seem like they just been setting up stuff. Like they set up Falcon as the new Cap, they set up Wanda as the Scarlet Witch, and they set up the female Loki and stuff like that. So, once we get Yelena in it, then once we get Yelena.
Your girl Monica Rambeau, they're setting up her to be in the Captain Marvel
movies, right? So until then, they're secondary, but I think sooner or later we'll get some sort of huge crossover with them. So
Sir John asks, the 5-year time skip, do you want to be snapped or not snapped? I want to stay. I don't want to die.
You're not dying. You're coming back.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they didn't know that, right?
No, they're asking, knowing that you're going to come back. Would you have preferred to skip those 5 years?
Oh, if I know I'm coming back, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Can I save this for next time? I think this actually deserves to be like its own question.
Sure.
No, you know what? It is its own question.
Save it for tomorrow.
No, why? Let's not save it. It's question 10.5, and it comes from Sir John, and he wants to know, everyone, let's go around the table. The question is, 5-year time skip, snapped or not to be snapped. I want to live.
And
Jaded.
You're coming back. And you're coming back.
Even if I knew I was coming back, I just don't want to miss out on 5 years of things, and I got to catch up on. Imagine what Bucky and Steve had to go through. Well, I don't want that, even if it's only 5 years.
5 years of gaming to catch up on? I don't think so. I'm not doing that. I'm gone for 5 years, and there's like 12 titles I want to play, and I got to catch up. I don't think so. I'm not going there.
I am saying yes. When you're fucking 47, you want to savor 5 years. So absolutely, if I know I'm not going to age for 5 years, yes, give me that snap. I'll be back, guys.
You know what? That's a good point, because think of all the movies that are going to be made that you get to catch up on. Think of all the entertainment, the advancements in video games that are going to happen in that 5 years, and you'll have a whole lot more things to consume. That's a good point.
I agree. I would say that if we're going by our timeline, and if we could skip 5 years from there, dude, you skip over COVID, you skip over the recession, you skip over everything like that.
Yeah.
You skip over that, you know what I mean? But here's the thing too, like, remember in WandaVision? I fucking hate that show, but the one thing that got to me was the opening where we see Monica come back from the snap. and then she realizes that her mom is dead.
Mm-hmm.
That part got to me. Like,
Yeah.
that part would suck. Like, coming back and realizing
Facts.
that your friends or family are like gone or whatever, that would suck. So it's kind of like win lose win kind of situation. Like, it wouldn't be perfect either way. But I honestly would choose, because of COVID, I would choose to skip it.
Okay, because of COVID, I will switch my answer, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip 5 years.
For me, I'm a not get snapped. I'm gonna live out the 5 years, because if the framework is you will skip it, but you know you're gonna come back, then that means I know everybody's gonna be gone for 5 years, and then they're gonna come back. So that'll give me, one, a 5-year head start to do whatever I want to do,
Like
and
what?
two,
I'm getting your job. I'm getting your job.
Yeah, half the planet is gone. Like, what is that like? Like, what I want to experience that. I want to see what it's like to see Wrigley Field completely empty and all of this stuff. Like, that seems amazing to me. Like, I want to live that world and see what I could do in those 5 years with half of the planet removed, what you could establish or not. And then who's gone, right? Because I know half the planet's about to go. So now I can start checking to see, well, who's leaving, who's not coming back for 5 years. So I say all that to say, I would want to experience what it's like to have half of life, half of living humans erased from the planet for 5 years, knowing that they'll be back. I would like to live in that void.
That would be the better experience than returning and just having this rush of information to get. That is a better experience. However, yeah, I'm not changing my answer, but I respect your take on it.
If you're coming back and your house is no longer yours, your job is gone, everything you owned is gone.
But you save 5 years, like Anzo was saying. Time is precious. They have their pluses and minuses.
I spent all my life saving up all the stuff that I got. You think I'm going to give it up so I can get 5 more years? I don't think so.
Just
you know how many sneakers I'm gonna get? I'm gonna go get so many sneaker collections.
Oh yeah, all these houses are gone. I'm gonna be all these comments. Okay, I'm sorry, Mike. If I'm in Colorado and you're part of the Snap, I am gonna be in the lineup raiding your store.
Raiding everything.
I am gonna be raiding. You can go. You can have. Some people are gonna go for sneakers. Some are going for stereo equipment. I'm going to be raiding comic shops. Sorry.
You see this criminal over here?
Damn right. Damn right.
Wow, you make us Canadians look bad, bro.
I don't care. I'm being honest. I will be looting with the best of them. Are you kidding me?
But wait, hang on. Like, really quick on that note, dude. Like, I think everyone. Oh no, not necessarily you guys here, but like I think in general, I've heard that like people have said this before in other places too. Like, because of the Snap, everyone assumes that you could get away with a lot more. You could commit crimes or steal shit, do shit. That's not really the case, right? Because as we've seen lately in the shows and the movie, especially in the shows, not so much in movies, that like everything still has consequences. Like everything is coming back. Like so far, like the next couple of years in terms of content is revolving like post Snap and consequences and all that stuff. So you can't really do whatever you want necessarily.
Why not? Half the cops are gone.
Yeah, but I think
come back.
Exactly,
yeah,
but I also think
for the first few years, there's half the cops are gone.
No NBA, no NFL.
Yeah, no NBA.
But the caveat is this. The caveat is this. You're aware of it. See, that's the caveat we added to the question. You're aware. So before anybody can settle in on a new process, you have a head start as far as that goes as well. Because you know why everybody's gone. You know when everybody's coming back. Everybody else is still trying to figure that out.
So that's why you would make...
the caveat of you being aware, hell, I can wait at Bill Gates' front door and wait for the Snap to happen. As soon as it happens, I'm walking in before people even realize what happened.
Yeah, you could make a lot of money. You could steal a lot of things. But then also demand for every friggin' supply that exists in the world has just been cut into half. So you make your purchase, you get it. And then when everyone returns, you have these rare commodities that people are going to start wanting. Maybe not immediately the year they get returned, but eventually. And then you can distribute these things at a higher price and you won life.
Yeah, and besides, you'd miss out on seeing Spider-Man No Way Home on opening day. I mean, come on.
Getting snapped and coming back to see your wife or girlfriend with someone else, that sucks. Oh, yeah.
Another situation too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm not just looting sneakers either. I say it like that. That's not the only loot I'm grabbing.
I'm getting some women's. I'm getting.
I'm getting some girlfriends and some wives too.
You remember, really quick? You remember that scene in Endgame where Scott comes back and then he goes to see whether or not his daughter is still alive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he like that part that got to me. But just also imagine this: it would have been worse if he had shown up and then there was like a different pair or like a different man there or whatever, and she's calling him dad or whatever.
She's a kid. Give me a break.
Well, I mean, no, like you kind of get my point, right? Like to see your kid call another person, their parent or whatever instead of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, her like another stepdad.
Yeah,
I thought you
exactly.
meant I thought you meant a girlfriend, boyfriend. She was calling him dad.
No.
No, yeah, like a stepdad, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be keeping up. There'll be enough guys keeping all your girlfriends, all the solace. We'll be comforting all the women whose husbands and boyfriends gotten the snap. We'll be comforting.
Really quickly before we move on, let's look at it this way. Let's look at all of our own personal lives, and let's go back 5 years ago in our own personal lives and see the differences, like where we were 5 years ago to where we were today. Like, imagine if we just disappeared and reappeared, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Yeah,
like, you need that time to develop. Yeah, to like develop who you are. Like, that's missing 5 years. That's an incredible amount of time, like, to miss in your life, and as life still goes on in the society. Like, that's what, 2017 almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16. Yeah, it's crazy.
See all the trash everywhere and abandon both the Thanos leave exclusively stoners. Reading the bubonic plague stories, the people who survived the disease lived longer and happier lives from the people who didn't get it. Basically, unsnapped people divide into depressed and happy.
Well, yeah, but it's whether or not they're willing to get over it or not.
All right. That was question 10 and a half. 11 is, did Phase 1 have better continuity from film to film? Jaded says yes. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say yes also. It feels like this phase that we're in, we're going to do a movie about this guy in China, a movie about this woman in Russia that happened 6 years ago. Then we get this other movie, and then these shows. No one's going to talk about Loki during Hawkeye, and of course Falcon and Winter Soldier happens and doesn't mention that there's a Celestial that just came out of the earth. They're everywhere.
I agree too. I think Phase 1 did have better continuity, and even when you check on the end credit scenes, right, they're all over the place. Now in Phase 2, they might all tie that all together, or the next phase. But right now in this phase, yeah, I think it's a combottled mess right now, jumbled mess. So.
You know what? Even combottled is not a word. I was like, that's
I know
what you mean.
It's not. I know it's not. And that's why it was not the word I was trying to get out.
Guru?
By Phase 1, do you mean the Infinity Saga, or do you mean?
I mean from 2008 until 2012.
Until Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Until Avengers.
The Hulk movie,
I would say
the Iron Man, Thor, Cap.
Yeah, those movies were standalone movies as well, if I remember correctly. Like, they didn't tie in together until Avengers. They didn't really allude to one another until Avengers. Mm-hmm. So they were all kind of standalone movies unto themselves in Phase 1. Now in Phase 4, it's a jumbled mess. What he said, it's a kerbobbled mess. True enough.
Kerbobble, there you go.
Yeah, but at least they sort of recognize that they are in a cinematic universe. Like, things that happened in the Infinity Saga, at least in Phase 3, have affected things in Phase 4. Even though Phase 4 doesn't really work together with each other, it works together with Phase 3, if that makes sense. So to answer your question, I'm being ultra technical. Did Phase 1 have better continuity from film to film? Oh shit, that's a tough one, man. It's it's like a tie almost, but a weird kind of tie, because I don't think in phase one they were trying for film to film continuality the same way that they're trying to and failing at this point with phase 4.
Well, I kind of disagree. I think they did, because some of the end credit scenes
That was,
into
yeah,
the
that's
next
what I was
movie.
gonna say.
You know what I mean? Like if you watch, I can't remember which one it was.
It was Iron Man 2 that had Thor's hammer showing
Thor's
up
hammer,
in New Mexico.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It
And
had,
then Iron Man 1, you had, you know,
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, yeah.
Yep.
So
In the Hulk
end
movie,
credits
you
were
had.
literally designed to go.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hulk had Iron Man showing up right at the ending, talking to
Yeah.
Thunderbolt Ross about the Avengers. It was all end credit wise. The answer is completely yes. Phase 1 had better continuity, but yeah,
If
phase
they
4
put out the end credits, then they were just movies.
They're just single movies. I
Yeah.
agree.
So I agree with the end credits kind of giving the edge to phase 1. I would agree that phase 1 had better continuality.
And Jamie?
Yeah. But also remember this too. Like the MCU phase 1 wasn't yet like, you know, the quote unquote MCU that we know today, right? Like nowadays, dude, like especially because of fucking Disney, like, you know, and everything like that, like the MCU is this huge conglomerate that like references like itself like every other scene basically. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, everything's connected. Remember this, guys. Remember this, because in case, you know, because like we haven't reminded you enough already. Everything's connected. So I feel like phase 1 did it a lot more naturally, a lot more organically. And I mean, honestly, phase 1 is still the best. So yeah, there you go.
You had that little Easter egg of Tony using Cap's shield in Iron Man 2. I remember that. Right when he was making that new element. Question number 12 of 33 Burning MCU Questions. I'm here chilling with the Jaded Fanboy, with Anzo from his YouTube channel, Bigger for Entertainment, Black Guru, whose Twitch channel is One Black Guru. We got Jamie, whose YouTube channel is AMXFWRNDL. What's your YouTube channel, Jamie?
LGBTQ plus.
AMXF.
AMXF. Oh, the 12th question is: did being named Benedict Wong help get casted for Doctor Strange when the main actor is named Benedict Cumberbatch? The character you're playing will be Wong. You're Benedict Wong. That had something to do with it. They probably were like looking at a paper of all of the auditions, and they're like, yes, we're going with Benedict. And they took the Benedict Wong one, and they hired that guy. And they go, oh shit, we just hired the wrong dude back. Well, no worries. That's what happened. True story. Benedict Wong.
Really?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Jaded. Hey, I got a piece of land I can sell you for a couple thousand, you know?
Hey, it's Chillmonger. I'm gonna take him at face value. If it was MSK, come on. If MSK said it, you think I would have believed it?
That's right. Thank you for believing in me, Jaded Fanboy.
No problem.
That high five was kind of nice.
Why? What's the matter, Enzo? Don't you believe him? Don't you think black people can be trustworthy? I tell you, the racism in this stream, my friend.
Absolutely, I do, but it's Canadian like us, so you gotta understand where he's coming from. Just saying.
You were saying, Guru?
No, I was saying I like the high five. Well timed.
Yeah. I didn't get the sound effect though. Did you guys hear me clap my thigh? I don't think you heard it.
Oh, that's good.
Iron Man 2 use. Oh my bad. It's guys. I have spent 5 out of 6 of the pandemic working at a supermarket and discovering anime. It has been very productive for me. I spent 5 months just watching One Piece. I want my time back.
Oh, you didn't like One Piece that much.
Question 13. How proud of themselves should Deadline be? Okay, this breaking news website for breaking the story that Colbie Smulders will reprise her role as Agent Maria Hill in the Secret Invasion TV show. That came out. That was a news article like 2 days ago, and I go, yeah, duh.
Yeah, why wouldn't
Was there controversy around her not reprising her role?
No, but there wasn't. They just said exclusive, breaking news. It's going to be Colbie Smulders. She'll be back as Maria Hill. Yeah,
but dude, like it's Maria Hill. Like it's Maria Hill. This is like not exciting news at all.
Not at all.
I don't care about Maria Hill. Like, good for Colbie Smulders for getting work, but I don't care about Maria Hill. Oh my God, Maria Hill exclusive is coming back. Oh man, this news is the greatest news of my life.
I can't believe.
I can't wait.
the way that they wrote the story, I read the whole thing, and I'm like, you guys are acting like you hit gold over here.
Like a Toby or come like as if Toby's going to reprise his role as Spider-Man or something.
Oh my god!
As soon as they announced last year at the Disney Plus Day, we're doing a Secret Invasion story. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess we're gonna have a whole bunch of Shield agents. I'm sure Sam Jackson's gonna be signed up for that one. It's Maria Hill too, yeah.
If they had said that Maria Hill is going to be playing a larger role, that would be interesting.
Even that I would believe, even that I already assumed so, because we saw in Far From Home that she's going to become, or she does become a Skrull. So naturally, that character is going to continue, that Skrull character. Right. Same one from Captain Marvel, the female wife of Talos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Adnan says, "Assalamu alaikum." Walaikum assalam.
I want to just give a shout out to the publicist. It seems like Colbie has a decent publicist and got some good connections, and threw her a blurb out there with Deadline to give her some shine. I think that's about what that's worth.
Mm-hmm. Question 14: would you rather? Any Naruto fans in here?
No.
Lightweight, nah.
And this is such a sexually suggestive question. I'm not even answering it, even if I was a Naruto fan.
I will save this for another time. Question 15.
Who would you rather have inside you, the Hulk or a fox? Neither. How's that?
Just ask Natasha.
Jesus Christ.
You're killing me. Natasha, what would she say?
The Hulk.
Saying hi to Zucchini. Who is in Ned's Spotify top 5? This is a Star Wars nerd. I don't know. Maybe he's listening to John Williams' score. Maybe he's listening to the new Mandalorian.
Didn't he have him and his girlfriend? Didn't they have a song?
I just remember they did the nose kiss.
Oh, because I could have sworn they had a song, so I was figuring that would have been in his top 5.
I don't know who that is.
Peter Parker's best friend in the movies.
Spider-Man's friend with the handshake.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was into hardcore hip hop. Like he's got some underground shit, some shit from Memphis or something. Like I wouldn't be surprised if one of those spots belonged to like some Memphis, like Young Dolph or somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't, because I'm old as fuck. I don't know who like the kids listen to nowadays. But I would say, like, I agree with Guru. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like he has like Wu-Tang in there, or you know what I mean. Maybe some like some old school. I mean, he might be new school, but I think he'd also be in old school hip hop too.
He does some Drake in there for sure.
Drake. I'm picturing BTS. I'm picturing BTS.
I think he has
I'm not
taste.
picturing hardcore rap.
But you know what? No, he's into BTS. That's what.
He's into BTS. There's no way he's into hardcore rap.
He's into New York rap. You know, he's from Queens, so he's probably gonna have that in his history. So who's a Queens rapper?
Nas for sure.
Yeah, some Nas.
He's got Nas. If he's from Queens, he's got some Nas. It's one of those top spots.
And Wu-Tang
too. There's some Biggie in there.
Biggie was from Brooklyn.
Wu-Tang.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know it's from Brooklyn. I know, buddy.
I'm picturing BTS hurt by what's his name? Oh shoot, the country western singer, the remake of Hurt.
Johnny Cash?
Yeah, I can see Hurt by Johnny Cash. I can see BTS. I mean, look at Chillmonger. I guarantee he's probably got Mariah Carey on his top 5 too. You're playing.
I
don't know where you said we got Ned is just hardcore fan thing.
Fuck's wrong with Mariah Carey though?
Yeah. Time out, because y'all calling me out. For one, I love Johnny Cash, and for two, I've been listening to Mariah Carey all week.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying Ned doesn't look like a Nas fan. Doesn't look like, I don't see that.
You're listening to Johnny Cash for though.
No, the Hurt. No, I'm saying he's saying the top 5 in Spotify, and I'm saying the Hurt remake by Johnny Cash would be in his top 5.
I was talking to dude. He said he had listened to some Johnny Cash. I'm like, what the fuck you listen to Johnny Cash for?
Well, nobody listens to Johnny Cash, but that song was like so popular.
I listen to Johnny Cash all the time. I love Johnny. Really, I do.
I believe you.
I really do. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on.
Go on, boy. Go
Johnny
on,
Cash.
Gosh.
See, all I want for Christmas.
If you're gonna go old school country, you go Merle Haggard or you go Hope.
With this song, I feel like it's a December exclusive, or maybe even November. It might sneak in there. You're not going to get your whole year on Spotify. It won't make your top 5. All I want for Christmas, unless you guys have listened to that in like March. I don't think so. If it helps, the actor is from
Honolulu.
Oh, Honolulu. My bad.
They just added a J.
Okay.
I thought he was Filipino.
Yeah. Maybe he's
oh shoot.
Bella Porch. Don't act like you guys don't know.
Over the Rainbow song. Wasn't it Over the Rainbow?
We don't.
The famous Hawaiian, that song that he sang.
Oh yeah, that fat Hawaiian dude.
With the ukulele? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Somewhere over the rainbow, something like
Wasn't it Over the Rainbow that he sang?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, probably that.
Manila.
I'd see that more than I'd see Nas on his freaking playlist.
I think he's got some Nas on there.
Yeah, correct.
New York State of Mind.
New York State of Mind.
New York State of Mind, baby.
Breakup music. He's listening to Leona Lewis.
He's listening to a lot
It'll
of breakup
all
music.
get better in time. He's on that.
Yo, Leona Lewis is fire though.
Yeah, I wasn't making fun of her. Absolutely.
Oh no, I know you aren't. I'm just saying.
That's who is in Ned's Spotify top 5. Thank you for everyone for contributing to that one. He even went to music college.
Oh, he did? I mean, the actor.
Oh, nice. 16 of 33 Burning MCU questions. Can there be 2 Hawkeyes? No.
No.
Jamie?
I would say if it's a mantle we're talking about, because the Ant-Man is sort of a mantle. So technically, on a technical note, there could be. From an occupation job note, there could be. You know what I mean? Because if Clint retires,
yeah, but where's Hank?
Dude, we all know it's gonna happen eventually. They're putting together the new Young Avengers or whatever they're called. It's gonna happen eventually, whether everyone wants it or not. So
right. But I'm saying Clint won't be Hawkeye anymore. It'll be Kate Bishop.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm saying so if Kate Bishop takes over as Hawkeye, there's still just one Hawkeye. That's all.
Right. Because, dude,
so that's why I'm saying not 2 Hawkeyes.
Well, yeah, Clint has been wanting to retire since like Age of Ultron. So
True. And now he's deaf.
Mm-hmm.
Can there be 2 Hawkeyes, Guru?
No, I think Jared makes a good point. I mean, if we go the mantle route, then the mantle will be passed on, meaning that there's only one Hawkeye. The mantle has been passed from one to another. So it'll just be one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might come back. Like if they need help, he might help for like maybe an episode or 2, or like on the show or whatever, like for 5 minutes. But he's not gonna.
It's just like how Hank Pym in the second film, he goes in the quantum realm just to get out his woman, and he's like, "You guys can do the fighting outside." So for one mission, he was Ant-Man once more time. That was all.
Right.
That's all that is.
All right.
We go to Sir John, who says Patriot. Yep, he introduced in Falcon Winter Soldier. That was Eli Bradley. Kate Bishop, we just got now. Ant-Man's daughter's been here. Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, not yet, but she's coming, of course. Everything's filmed. We got Wanda's kids who are gone, but they'll be back. And a Skrull. They're here. Let's see what they do with it.
I just want to say too, on the note, does this sort of like ring true to anyone else? Like, okay, so they're about to introduce Miss Marvel, right? Like sometime next year. So it's coming pretty soon. But that's the thing. Miss Marvel is supposed to be the successor to Carol or whatever. Dude, we've only gotten Carol in right? Isn't it?
Not the successor. She's a fan of Carol.
A fan. Okay. Well then, yeah, I was gonna say because it's kind of, it will be too early to like introduce like a quote unquote successor or like the new Captain Marvel, whatever, because we've only gotten one Captain Marvel movie plus her 5 minutes in Endgame.
I think
so it's kind of like
the standard you're setting up is like incorrect. She's not gonna be
Captain Marvel.
Her powers aren't even the same. Her powers are she can dig in herself. She can stretch.
Okay, right,
she can shapeshift. She's a polymorph and she can change her body. So like the Captain Marvel stuff is just I'm inspired by her. Maybe what she did in Endgame was so epic, that she says I'm gonna call myself Ms. Marvel now. That's about as much as it goes. He'll remain a mentor for Kate, and Kate won't be named Hawkeye, but she'll be doing his job from now on. I hope that they don't name her Hawkeye. I really do hope that they sit on it. You know, it's going to be 6 episodes, and it'll probably happen within 6 days. And he'll go, you know, Kate, you've got some potential. I'll direct you to the right way. I'll show you the Avengers headquarters, and like you can get started. But no way should she be called Hawkeye in
What
this
is she
show.
called in the
I
comics?
think she is going to be called Hawkeye
In the
because
show.
yeah, I think what happened is, you know, the name of the show is Hawkeye, right? But I think it's more passing the mantle, so it's going to be like how they did with Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, that shit came out and it was Falcon and Winter Soldier, and right at the end they called it Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So I think that's what they're going to do with her too.
Another Ren Skywalker.
But I'm saying it's like what's Kate Bishop called in the comic books?
No, she's definitely Hawkeye. I'm just saying with this way that the show is structured.
Oh, but in the comics, she's called Hawkeye.
Yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
with 6 days of a show, I don't believe Kate can become Hawkeye. Captain
Right
America
away, I agree.
and Falcon Winter Soldier happened over the span of months. There were plenty of montages. There was a lot of time where like John Walker would get beat up and be bruised, but the next time we see him, he's better, and that's proof that he's healed and time has passed. So he got to become Captain America in that time.
I don't think she's going to be called Hawkeye by the end of the show. I just think it's the whole show's idea is to introduce her in the first place.
Okay. 17, favorite community cameo. Do any of you watch this show? I was expecting Mike to be here. Guess not. Guess we're going to question number 18. That's cool because we are running long on time. Probably not going to finish this within 2 hours like I planned. But number 18 now. Why did Banner welcome Shang-Chi to the circus rather than giving him Avenger status? There's definitely a reason for the wording here. Welcome to the circus, kid. And then he turns off his screen.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because it's just like I talk about, just like with Hawk at the end credit scene.
Yeah, of Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi end credit scene where they went into the portal.
Standing there with Captain Marvel.
Wong, Captain Marvel, and Banner, yeah. She said, I gotta go, and she's like, you have my number, Bruce. He's like, I don't have her number. Anyways, we don't know about the rings, but welcome to the circus. And then he hangs up. That's not you're an Avenger now. See, that's what I'm talking about. Kate Bishop shouldn't get Hawkeye. She should get welcome to the circus. That's what Clint should say to her. That's builds.
Was there really an Avengers when he said that?
Yeah,
there's always been Avengers.
Yeah, even when they were split up after Civil War, we still had Avengers.
Yeah, right.
So they're still considered an official team.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's why.
If that's the case, and y'all can just correct me on this, but when did Captain Marvel become an Avenger?
I guess within the 5 years.
Within the 5 years.
You know what I was gonna say in Endgame when Cap says Avengers assemble, but she wasn't even there yet. She had her late arrival.
But her ass wasn't
even there yet, so she doesn't even get that.
No. See, that's the thing. You guys are not paying attention. Avengers assemble. That's a call. That's saying everyone come. So she had her earpiece and she's like, "What? Steve just said Avengers assemble. Let me make my way on there." That's what happened in the movie.
Wait, hang on. Okay, listen. I just want to say, I guess, for the longest time, I was confused when Steve said that in Endgame, because when he said that, I thought, okay, that meant that everyone fighting is an Avenger. That's not necessarily the case. The only Avengers are the Avengers. It's Iron Man, Steve, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow. It's not there anymore, and Hulk. You know what I mean? That was it. Like the other ones are just allies. They're allies to the Avengers.
Spider-Man's an Avenger.
Doctor Strange isn't an Avenger. Wong isn't an Avenger. The Wakandan Army are not Avengers.
Exactly. Valkyrie's not an Avenger.
But I think that goes back. No, but I think that goes back to the line with Hawkeye and Black Widow. If you step out this door, you're an Avenger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're fighting with us, you're an Avenger.
Yep. What did you want Steve to say? Did you want him to be grammatically correct? Avengers, allies,
but I'm
aliens.
saying you're reading too much into it. But you're the one reading more. He's just basically going Avengers Assemble because it was a cool line. You're now going, well, technically that means everybody's an Avenger.
But let's look at it this way. To be an Avenger is really just being blessed into that, that role. So the same way Spider-Man became an Avenger, right? Remember Tony just said, boom, boom, you're an Avenger now, kid. Like, I blessed you, like through just word of mouth. So if Tony said, Steve says Avengers Assemble, that's about as good as, initiation as any. There's no special requirements. There's no, school you have to go to. It's as simple as somebody saying you're an Avenger now, kid. Like, you're in.
Yeah. Look, in Avengers issue number 2, Hulk was working in the circus and they thought he was a robot. I felt it was a nod to the comics as Trinity. In that moment, they were all Avengers.
That's a real stretch of an Easter egg.
These are based on comics. That was a nod to the comics.
Well, okay, so Spider-Man is an Avenger, but that doesn't mean Kate is an Avenger, though, right? Like Kate is not an Avenger yet. Like, it's probably gonna.
Yeah, she's not. But if the forces from another planet and traveled time to fight you guys, and she's on the battlefield, she's an Avenger.
Right.
You can get fast-tracked.
Yeah, you can get fast-tracked. Thank you. You can be fast-tracked.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. I don't want a Spider-Man who can't, has to ask for help for wiping his ass to be on the Avengers.
Yeah, that's what you're getting. You're getting Peter, Wiper, Parker.
Hey man, if you fought Thanos on Titan, you're a damn Avenger.
No, if you got your ass kicked by Thanos, you get to be an Avenger.
And you
Not
get
by no fault of Peter, though.
Well, no, but I mean, what's his face? Star-Lord, who basically let Thanos get away with everything. He gets to be an Avenger, and he's screwed up hard.
We are at 30.
I'm sorry, what?
Who's not an Avenger?
Star-Lord. He's not an Avenger. He's a Guardian.
Yeah, we can.
No,
Yeah,
wasn't he part of the battle that fought Thanos when he said Avengers Assemble? Therefore, he's an Avenger.
I'm of the mindset anybody at the battle is an
Avenger. Right.
I think I'll make an exception for Star-Lord because he woke up Thanos when Mantis put him to sleep, so he can be excluded from the Avengers. Mantis can be an Avenger. He's not.
I love how you get to pick and choose.
Question number 19. Was the Avengers breakup anything like the Beatles?
No.
Oh my god.
No, because there wasn't any Yoko Ono there. That's why.
Exactly.
There wasn't a woman that caused the breakup. Was there a woman that caused the breakup with the Avengers?
Pepper?
I wouldn't say Pepper caused the breakup.
Well, Black Widow's a woman who signed the Accords, so there's one.
Wow.
Look how we're looking for women to blame. Let's move on.
I know. Yeah. Wrong show.
The 20th.
It's always a woman that breaks up the best bands. I tell you, it's just women. What do we do?
Was Spider Monday? Go ahead.
The views of Jaded Fanboy do not reflect the views of the rest of the panel.
That's what Jaded.
They're just too afraid to say it out loud.
Was Spider Monday a successful branding effort? It sounds like the word Cyber Monday. Tickets got to be available on Monday. How do you guys feel about this?
Isn't that supposed to be like the Star Wars the 4th or something? Like, what was that?
That's way more cuter. May the Force be with you. I love
May
that.
the 4th be with you. It's just a dumb idea.
Yeah, I didn't even get Spider Monday. Yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it worked as far as branding. They tried to do the ticket release like a sneaker release, and you had AMC backed up for hours for some theaters that weren't even sold out yet. I remember I waited 45 minutes and then got my tickets, and I see the whole theater still open, and nobody had even bought tickets yet. So I think it created unnecessary traffic to the ticket sites, and the name didn't really stick. So I guess it was a failed attempt, but I don't blame them for trying, basically.
Those tickets were going to move just as fast, no matter what you called it.
Facts.
Some middle management guy needed to justify his $200,000 a year salary, so he came up with Spider Monday.
There it is.
I mean, if anything, I would say it's one of those things where, it couldn't hurt necessarily. It didn't make a huge difference, but it built up the hype to the point where you even got people like what's his name? Sorry, K-Dots, right? Like sorry, K-Dots. I forgot your name for a second. K-Dots, who bought a ticket, and now on his stream the other day, he was saying,
sell that shit for $25K.
he's gonna try to sell for like a few $1,000s. So
just because
I mean,
one guy bought it for $25K doesn't mean that is the market, price of a ticket. Sell it for less. Sell it for like $500. You might actually sell it.
I don't know. You sell it for less, it would work for DC, but this is Marvel we're talking about. So I mean, come on.
You're in California, right, Jamie?
Yes, I am.
So how long did it take you? Because Guru, you took 45 minutes to where? You in Illinois?
No, I'm in Texas.
My bad. You said Wrigley Field, so I guess. Sorry. Jamie,
I didn't buy an early ticket, so.
All right then. I guess that question is going nowhere. I was gonna just measure and compare, and I know Anzo, you're not going to the movie theaters up in Montreal. No. Neither am I. Let's just read what people are writing in here. Mantis is an Avenger. At this point, if you had 5 MMA lessons and you're a mediocre cosplayer, you're making the team. The OG Spider theme is a banger. No objections to that. Absolutely. 21. If there's a lady Sif, is there a gentleman Sif? Why did we have to go ahead and say lady Sif? Why can't we just be Sif?
No.
Do we say man Thor? No. Because there's only one.
Yeah, Lady Sif is a title.
Is that like an old English type thing? You call someone a lady?
Well, I'm going by the comic book. She's just called she's simply referred to as Lady Sif.
Oh, so that there is an actual answer to this one. Like it's not one of those where we can debate.
Again, if we're going to go by the comic book, she's simply referred to as Lady Sif as a name, as opposed to she's a lady as a title of royalty.
22. Has Nick Fury become the role that Sam Jackson is most known for? Anzo, what do you think?
Yeah.
What about the Capital One kind of guy who does commercials during football games? Not even that?
No. I think it's Nick Fury now.
Jaded?
No, the movie, the Quentin Tarantino movie he did.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Pulp Fiction. I'm sorry, there are going to be clips of that movie for the rest of eternity on YouTube, and no one's going to forget his role in Pulp Fiction.
His hair, his line with the "say what" again. That thing was amazing.
His quoting of the Bible quotes and stuff. I'm sorry,
but more the generation now, they know Nick Fury. They don't know Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, but how often is out of all the movies, he's only been in a camp. He only did a cameo in Captain Marvel. Other than that,
he wasn't a cameo in Captain Marvel. He was a co-star in Captain Marvel.
No, not Captain Marvel. I'm sorry.
Iron Man?
Iron Man.
How do you confuse those two human beings?
He did a few because I'm thinking of overpowered characters that are, same.
Very good. Yes.
But in phase 1 and phase 2, yeah, he was predominant, especially in Avengers, Civil War. But then after that, you kind of saw less and less of him. So.
Yeah, I think
when you play it that much times, you just are.
Yeah, I think it's Nick Fury.
I would say with Samuel Jackson, he's done so many roles in his career, and he's almost like Will Smith level as far as it's always Samuel L. no matter what he does, right? Whether it's I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, to Pulp Fiction, to Nick Fury. So I think he's like a Hollywood staple. So the role he's best known for playing, Nick Fury. I don't know. He's just done so many roles that I think it's going to be hard to button down his quintessential role.
Well, I forgot about Mace Windu too, right? He's known for Mace Windu.
Yeah, see, that's very different than Coach Carter, who's very different from Django Unchained, that little house slave that he was. Mm-hmm. I would say he's what
a politically correct way of saying it.
Hello there, Mike.
Slave. That's what he was. He was a house slave.
Oh, Mike has reached. What's up, Mike?
Mike from Rogue Comics is joining the building. Live from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
If he talks.
Guess he's not talking.
Probably with a customer.
Yeah, he's got a customer, guys. Check out his comic shop for everyone who's interested in buying comic books.
Try this. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we do hear you now.
Sub to his channel, man. We're trying to get him to 100. Trying to get him to 100 subs, guys. So if anybody in here is not sub to him, please sub to his channel.
That's right, Mike. I had this one question. It was 17, and it was, "What's your favorite community cameo?" This is your show. Who do you got?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because last night I was trying to do my stream for the showing the new releases, and this laptop was just not cooperating. I was going to throw it in the garbage because apparently it turned out that the headset that I had connected into the jack wasn't reading anything through OBS, and OBS is already a treat to begin with. But apparently it's the laptop microphone.
Mike, I didn't ask to hear you vent.
Anyways, I know. And I won't even tell you about how my dumbass once again opened up a can of kidney beans instead of small red beans in preparation for my beans and rice that I'm making. So I don't even want to go there. But community.
Had to ask.
This is all your fault.
Every cameo was incredible. But I think, I want to say, LeVar Burton's so easy though, but not easy personally. I mean, he might be, who knows? But as far as Cam, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Josh Holloway from Lost, because he was in the paintball episodes for season 2, and he just showed up, and he was like the ringer.
No, I'm not asking you what your favorite cameo in the show Community was. I'm saying that
you're talking about the MCU.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the stream. It's the MCU had movies that the directors, the Russo brothers, they also directed Community. So they used...
I would say. See, I have to get realigned here. This is what's going on. This has been my day. I would say, not for nothing, the Abed one was like, I would say Shirley, Yvette.
Right at the Endgame elevator.
Yeah. I think hers was the longest. I mean, because the Dean, he had a pretty significant chunk, but it wasn't as much as
he played himself.
Shirley's in the elevator.
And it wasn't himself at Civil War when he was like backstage. Oh, by the way, is there a grant, Tony, that you're giving not just the students but the staff? He was himself.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't he the Dean?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I recognize that. Okay, I remember him.
So yeah, I would say him. I would say her. Sorry, her.
Wait a minute. When was Abed in the MCU?
In Winter Soldier, he was one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents with the headset. He answered the door, and I think it was
I got to recheck that.
Yeah, he was in there.
Yep.
Wasn't the Asian guy that was the security guard in Endgame? Wasn't he in Community too?
Oh, Chang. Yeah. He was. He was the dude with the rat and Ant-Man at the beginning.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
and I would say Chang had the best because every single human being in that auditorium laughed. He wasn't even telling a joke. He was just kicked back on his little post, and they all laughed. That was the point. He's in there to make you laugh. It's a little cameo.
Apparently, his scene, he had a couple lines or something like that they didn't use.
They cut out. Oh
yeah.
3-hour movie. I don't blame them.
Hey, you know what? It could have been 4. It was good. That's how good it was. That's what happens when you have a good 4-hour movie as opposed to a trash one. You don't mind sitting there for 4 hours. It doesn't feel like you're in the doctor's office, having every orifice examined over and over and over again, like Zack Snyder.
Not that we're mentioning names. We're mentioning titles. Oh, Abed was in Winter Soldier. Okay.
Stop it, Anzo.
That's a good reason to rewatch the movie so I can catch Abed.
Yeah. That was question 17 because I skipped ahead. Now we're at 23. How problematic is it that if you go on the Captain America MCU, just write Captain America, go on Google right now. It's going to show you Sam Wilson. It's going to read his whole biography. It's not going to be Steve Rogers. You actually have to go and say, okay, Steve Rogers, Captain America, because they got to be hip. They got to be right with the times. When I'm looking for Captain America, I'm looking for Cap.
No, sorry.
Sam Wilson is the new Cap.
Captain America MCU. It's Sam Wilson.
It's Sam Wilson.
The new Cap.
Sorry, I don't know what you were expecting.
I'm good with that.
Look up United States president and see what comes up. Think George comes up? Or is it going to say the Biden or
Obama?
Yeah, come on now.
If you want Steve Rogers, type in Old Man Cap MCU, and then you can get Steve Rogers.
Dude, how many times is this question going to come up? Not just in YouTube, but in the real world. Like everyone's like, "No, Steve is Cap. Steve is Cap.
No, not anymore.
Rogers, it's not Sam." And you know what? Like, I mean, it's fair on both sides. I mean, it's fine. It's fine to think of Steve as your captain, or it's fine to think of Sam as a new cap. It doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? Like we're saying, like, you know, it's a mantle, right? It's just like the Ant-Man thing. The whole Hawkeye, Black Panther thing. I mean, it's like there's gonna be more than one, Captain America. Like that's just how it is, whether you like it or not. So
I just like it, and I'm gonna voice about how I think
Killmonger
Falcon.
doesn't like the fact that there's a black man being playing
Captain America.
Like that, there's not a black man being a black man. If you're gonna be your own superhero, be Falcon. And make Falcon elevated. Make Falcon greater, not by giving him the hat of, or not.
I agree with Killmonger.
That's right. That's right, Mike.
Yeah, I know you guys have
gave
that
it to him.
stupid
No, we always leave that out.
but-
Who gave it? Who gave him the moniker?
Yeah,
That
he's
doesn't
right.
matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. I'm looking at it more from a creative standpoint, outside of what happened on the show. Of course, Steve, the friend of Sam, handed him the shield. He said, "Fight with this now." I understand that part of it, but this is also a movie where you can write yourself into every situation.
And also, hold on. I'm gonna destroy all of this dissension.
That's right.
Captain America is not a mantle. Okay, Captain America might have started out as a brand because as we saw in the first Avenger or whatever, he was like doing the RSO shows and all that stuff. Yeah. But was there a Captain America from the time he deep froze until the time they thawed him out? No. That's because Captain America is not a mantle. Captain America is Steve Rogers. Sam Wilson.
But Captain America is a mantle because there was a
not.
Captain America before him, which was Isaiah.
Because the Black Captain America.
Isaiah was Captain America.
They were doing they were conducting the super soldier serum trials and all that. Kind of like the
There was a dozen of them.
Yeah, he was considered Captain America, though.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was.
Not in the MCU.
No.
Yes, that's what we're talking. We're talking strictly. It says MCU wiki.
In the MCU, what happened was the Korean War happened after World War II, and they were doing experiments on Isaiah Bradley. So no, it happened to Steve first. Second was Isaiah Bradley that we know of. I'm sure there were others.
Yeah, there was others. Isaiah Bradley says that there was a bunch of them, and he's the only one that survived.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like maybe 6 or 7.
Even in Civil War, we saw that Bucky had. There were other soldiers. So Misha Tate had a little cameo in that movie in Civil War. You guys remember that? There were other people who got a soldier or a serum inside of them, and then we get to John.
I made them rage, though. That was the problem.
Here's the issue, though, with the argument, with the Steve Rogers Captain America argument. If we're going to say Steve Rogers is Captain America and there is no mantle. However, if Steve Rogers makes the decision to then hand the title over to Sam, then that's as credible as anything else we bring up about Steve Rogers. Meaning that if he decided to say, I was Captain America, now you are Captain America, that's as valid as anything we bring up. So now Sam is as much Captain America blessed through Steve Rogers himself.
But how about this? How about Steve gives him the shield, not necessarily the name Captain America, but just as a representative of America, American values, American standards, which are in the toilet right now. But something like that. Whereas he continues to be Falcon, you could like give him new paint job or whatever, new outfit or something like that. But he does have the shield, but he's still the Falcon. He's still Sam Wilson. He's not Captain America.
Exactly. He never actually gave him the name. He just said, like,
yes, here's the shield.
How does it feel? And then Sam said it feels like it's someone else's. He said it's not. So he said you have ownership of the shield. That's basically all he did. Didn't say take my name and pretend to be me. He said
to the point that was made earlier, however, the shield implicates the mantle because we said when Cap was froze, there was no Captain America.
So in Iron Man 2, Tony Stark had possession of the shield and he used it in Iron Man 2 to elevate one of his machines. Does that mean he was Captain America? No, we went a whole 70 years where there was zero Captain America. It's not a mantle the same way a president gets voted in every 4. There has to be a president. They actually went a whole period of time with no Captain America.
Yeah, because if it was a mantle, they would have replaced him with a quickness. Like as soon as he was like
fair. That's not
frozen,
fair.
that would have been it.
The reason there was no Captain America for 70 years is because they had nobody they had no super soldier serum, and they didn't have a shield.
But Sam doesn't have a super soldier serum either.
Yeah, and John Walker didn't have a super serum when they gave him the shields.
Right, and they didn't give Sam Walker the shield until Captain America left and kept the shield back. The reason John Walker is Captain America is because he has the shield. That's it.
And I just told you that Iron Man had possession of the shield. Howard Stark found the shield in the ice, and it was the Stark families for all these years. None of them were Captain America. They had possession.
Because none of them took up the mantle.
Yeah, he told himself, "I'm going to be called Iron Man."
That's because it's not a mantle.
It is a mantle.
No, okay, but what about the scene in Falcon Winter Soldier where John Walker is sitting before like the government or whoever, and they literally say, "You're not Captain America anymore," and they take everything from him, and then he says, "Oh, I am Captain America," which is bullshit. But that was them relinquishing his rights to be Captain America. They're basically saying it's a privilege. It's a privilege.
You don't need the United States.
I guess formally.
Wait, then hold on.
It's something they could take away from him and give it to someone else.
Yes, because then it wasn't Steve's to give away. So you guys are wrong.
Ooh,
No,
the government was willing to give.
Steve.
The government was willing to give Sam Wilson the title.
No, Steve
refused it.
No, Steve owned it. Steve hounded it. Then Steve died, and then the government took it over.
Before Steve died, before Steve was Captain America in the 40s, they branded him Captain America.
It was the government.
Always the government's to give away and take away from John Walker legally. When in Civil War they split up, he was nomad or something. Technically, they never used the word nomad.
Because check this out. Steve Rogers was an outlaw, and they didn't take it away then.
Well,
Steve Rogers didn't sign the Colbie Accords. He was an outlaw,
right? And
he was still Captain America.
Wait, there was no scene where we saw them. Oh, we can't take away Captain America, and we also didn't see. Oh, we're taking away Captain America. We didn't see either or.
We just made the point that it's the government's to give or take away, and it's not Steve's to give or take away. But when Steve was an outlaw from the government, he was still Captain America.
No, he wasn't.
He's in possession of the mantle.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't Captain America.
Everybody referred to him as Cap.
Yeah, he was.
That's because
I still do.
Yeah, right. Because he was still Captain.
Because it's not the government's to give away. It's Steve Rogers, and he gave it to Sam.
Hey, Sam, I'm going to respect you, even if you don't respect yourself, you're Falcon.
If that were the case, then the government wouldn't have taken it away and given it to John Walker.
But this is what I'm saying. But if it was the case, then they would have taken it away from Sam and given it to someone else.
They did. They took it away from Sam and they gave it to John Walker.
Okay, and then if that's the case,
no, Sam gave it up. Sam gave it up. They didn't take it from Sam. Sam gave it up.
But that is Steve gave it to him, and then he didn't.
And Sam gave it up. Right. So they didn't take it from him because they asked Sam to do it. They asked Sam to give it up. They couldn't take it from him. They asked him to give it up, and that's what he did.
The government was respecting
you're doing the right
Captain
thing.
America's wishes.
They asked the government asked Sam to give it up, is what you're saying?
Yes, because they did. Because in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when they're talking to him, and they said you did the right thing.
Oh well, okay,
they spoke which means they spoke to him about giving it up, and he gave it up. They didn't take it from him.
Yeah. Because
from my understanding, it was Bucky who said to him, like somewhere in episode 5, he said, well, when me and Steve did what we did, we didn't understand what it would mean to give a black guy the shield. I feel like it was more Sam's prerogative to hand away the shield.
No, it wasn't his prerogative. Well, he did the whole point of the show was for Sam Wilson to realize that he was actually worthy of being Captain America.
Right. And he gave it up.
That was the whole point of the show. It was a whole character arc.
But you know what? We're gonna pull a Nerdman audible, and since this is Chillmonger's channel, Chillmonger says the answer, and that's what it is. There you go.
Fuck that.
Gonna roll like Nerdman.
We call out how Nerdman's wrong all the time. We really let Nerdman get away with anything.
Hey, we're gonna go with Superboy because if we put the fans first here,
yes,
I agree with Mike and Chillmonger.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you guys?
You always get flaming hot in the 90th minute. Let's see here. Do you know the real story behind Falcon Captain America? Robert Morales was a black music magazine writer. He wanted some white boys for the metal section, gave opportunities to young kids. I have no idea if this is true. Who later became comic book greats. Rob never knew about comics. He was getting respect from the comics world. Writers saying Rob gave us our first gigs.
I don't know anything about that.
All right. Question number. Actually, you know what? That was a very long segment. We're going to clip this and turn it into a video. We are all YouTubers here. You can follow us, Chillmonger, Jaded Fanboy. Onzo's channel is called Big Afford Entertainment. Mike's got a channel, Roll Comics. Jamie's channel is AMXF. And then Black Guru, follow him also. Okay. Thumbs up the video, guys. And tune into my weekly streams every Saturday. 24. No, but I mean, I'm going to clip that. I'm going to make it its own video.
I got you.
Because it was a good conversation, right?
It was.
24.
Explain to you how you're all wrong, which is normal.
Was Tiamat old enough to comprehend what just happened? Now, we all know Tiamat, right?
Yeah, from the Eternals movie.
Exactly. Thank you. That's this big guy Celestial, just born. He was just born yesterday. Does he know that somebody killed him? And it was the people who were sworn to protect him? Is he a baby? Is he all-knowing already at the start of his birth? Well, what the hell's going on here?
That's a
I
good
get
question.
this picture
I
of being
have no idea.
like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't like none of that shit. If a Celestial starts sticking his hand out of the damn planet, the whole planet would implode. Like, that's
right.
To answer your question, though, does he know what just happened? I would suspect they're born with the elevated level of intelligence, so I would say yes. But that whole Celestial thing was kind of weird in Eternals.
Yeah, I think he was old enough to comprehend what was happening because he's an Eternal. So he knew for 1,000 years or however long it was, 10,000 years, that this is what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. His whole mission is to be on Earth and suck out intelligent life. I think that was what he was doing. So yeah. That's not even a question of age. It's more so like, is he there? And yes, he probably hatched out of the egg a long time ago that was put inside of the Earth, the seed. Yeah. So
like I said, when he was being solidified, he's like, "What the fuck is this? This is not part of the plan."
He's like, "Wait, weren't you Minerva? I thought I got your energy in the 90s."
Tiamat is a plot device. He has no emotions or feelings or thoughts of his own.
No one is objecting with that. And maybe Mike will because he liked the movie. Nope, no one objects with that one.
Mike liked Eternals?
He did, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I told him that I do have to watch it in 4K IMAX on my Disney Plus before I can judge this movie. And
we watched it. We watched it on Onzo Vision, right?
You watch it on Onzo Vision, and you can easily judge it. You don't need 4K.
No, because it could be visually amazing, right? And that actually changes an experience of a movie. To be honest with you.
You guys think Hawkeye is biting the CW show Arrow?
Hold on, wait a minute. I heard my name. What happened?
No, I said I didn't realize you liked the Eternals.
Yeah. What was the last question?
It was Tiamat old enough to comprehend what just happened?
Oh. I think so. Yeah. I think so. But yeah, the Eternals was good.
Okay, that's fine.
The 25th question is Hawkeye biting Arrow. Is it copycatting tricks that we saw in those 8 seasons of Arrow on CW?
No, because he's technically biting Batman.
What, Oliver Queen or Hawkeye?
Hawkeye. Hawkeye is biting Arrow, which bit Batman. So technically, by virtue of that fact alone, he's biting Batman. Almost all of the villains in Arrow were Batman villains, with the exception of maybe Count Vertigo. Every other one, like, Deathstroke technically is a Teen Titans villain, I guess. But yeah, they Oliver Queen's Rogues Gallery, with the exception of Count Vertigo, is probably either non-existent or, what was it? Malcolm Merlin. I mean, that's his main.
Yeah, Merlin.
That's his like Lex Luthor. So at this point, I would say you're talking about the TV show Hawkeye. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Three episodes in, they're definitely using source material. Hawkeye from Matt Fraction and David Aja, but they're not copying Arrow. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
The Trick Arrows were very unique. The companionship between himself and Kate is different. Yeah, some originality over here from the MCU, right, Guru? Right, Jamie?
Yeah, I swore off Hawkeye. I said I'm not watching it, so I'm just waiting for December 17th.
Give it a chance.
Wait, hang on. Isn't Hawkeye's not supposed to be like Arrow, though? It's not supposed to be ongoing series, right? It's a limited series only. It's not going to get a 2nd season.
Not that we know
Not
of.
even close to
Not that
biting
we
it.
know of yet.
It's not even close.
So, yeah.
But I mean, they may end up, giving Kate. Well, we know they're going to give Kate Bishop the mantle, right? They may end up doing a series with her.
Yeah, they may do something to further her, but it won't be called Hawkeye. It might have a different screenwriter, like just like Agatha.
Purple uniform.
It might be called Hawkeye. I mean, in the book she is. They just, in fact, last week, just Hawkeye Kate Bishop book came out, #1. And since it is the MCU, apparently, because that's what I saw on some thumbnails and on some of the brilliant channels that YouTube hosts, then yeah, they might do that. So,
can I ask a 25.5 question quickly? Is there such thing as
25.5?
Well, is there a such thing as mantles? Because we debated over Captain America being a mantle and Hawkeye being a mantle. So, like, what's the definitive? What are the mantles and what are not mantles?
I think there's a difference between a title and a mantle, and it's a gray area with the MCU.
I would say that the mantle thing, 25.5, is that no matter what, even when it's something like Black Panther, there's always a warrior in my country, and every generation there's a new one. Even for things like that, T'Challa is the Black Panther. That's it, because Marvel takes place within this window of time. Comics from the 60s, right, where Fantastic Four and Spider-Man debuted, it's only been like 13 years that's really passed within the comic book wise. So whether or not they're mantles is irrelevant to me. At this time, during this point in history, Black Panther needs to be T'Challa for all of these years.
Wouldn't a mantle be more like say, for instance, okay, Wolverine is an X-Man. Cyclops is an X-Man. Wouldn't that be a mantle as opposed to? Because I mean, there can't be another Cyclops.
I would just not even open this. I don't even want to. We know what he means by mantle. Let's not pretend.
A mantle is a passing on of responsibility and duties.
Like, guys, the name of a superhero. That's what he's talking about, right, Guru? Like, let's not even open these topics.
I'm talking about name of a superhero.
Yeah.
Because we talked about Avengers a bit too, who's an Avenger and who's not based on that. That's kind of a separate topic, but like the mantle of a superhero, because Captain America or Captain Marvel, we understand Iron Man or Spider-Man, like which one of these will be considered mantles and which one are exclusive to the individuals who we know and love. I guess that's those superheroes.
Well, Guru, technically, Kate Bishop, when she, in the comic books, not the MCU, in the comic books, when she became quote unquote Hawkeye, Clint was dead because of fucking Bendis. But Clint was dead, so Kate took up the name. So I guess technically that could be considered a mantle because she did it to
when Cap died in the comics,
honor him. Well, when Cap died, yeah, Bucky was.
Bucky got the mantle.
Yeah. So I guess maybe if they're deceased, maybe then you could do it.
But they were never mantles to begin with. When Hawkeye was introduced back in 60s, 70s, they never said like, you are the Hawkeye. And then in 2004, in this story, Avengers Disassembled, yes, he dies. And then Kate kind of takes off. I'm gonna call myself Hawkeye. It's not like Clint said, my mantle can go to someone else. He never left that in his will.
Title can go to somebody else.
But when they first create these characters, I really don't think they had those kind of things in mind. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Only as things progress and life gets different, then they start thinking, okay, we got to give someone else it, because comic books were starting to fail at the time.
No. Actually, look, the Human Torch that we know as Johnny Storm. In the first Marvel Comics issue, I don't know what year it came out. Maybe Mike?
What, 1964, 1963?
That was the first Fantastic Four. But when was Marvel Comics #1? Because that had a story of Namor and it had a story of
that's like 1930 something.
Yeah, that was like in the 40s, I think, 41.
See?
Yeah, that's golden age.
And he was like an android who can turn himself on fire or something like that. Yeah. Well, they recycled the Human Torch back then and they gave it to Johnny Storm. there is a precedent of this happening prior, but then they went way crazy with it. Even DC with naming all these flashes, they lost its meaning now. Is there such thing as a mantle? I guess Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man. Technically, these are things that anyone can do. You know, anyone can get a super soldier, become a thing, a hero. Anyone can wear the armor and don that. But something like Spider-Man, you got to be bitten by a radioactive spider. For Hulk, you got to have.
Well, does that beg the question?
Mike Moranis didn't get bitten by a radioactive spider.
Neither did Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
No, he didn't.
Well, does that create an exception for mutants then? Because when you're Wolverine or you're Jean Grey or you're Cyclops, there's no mantle to pass down because you're not going to really inherit or be born with those particular mutant powers. So is the mantle distinction between mutants and non-mutants?
But they did do the chick there that ended up getting the Wolverine powers too, right?
X-23.
Right, you're right. Yeah,
X-23. Yeah.
Well, no, X-23 is a clone. She's not.
Oh, she's a clone. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but even still, like, do they consider her a Wolverine?
No.
Well,
no.
Well, no, they can't consider her Wolverine.
But y'all see my logic there as far as being born with an ability that can't be passed down versus Iron Man or a Captain America, somebody that the powers and abilities could be passed to another person, like Hawkeye, Captain America, Iron Man, so forth and so on.
I see what you mean.
It's a good question.
It's like with Killmonger, like Riri. Wouldn't she have been passed on the mantle of Iron Man?
And I'm very glad she doesn't call herself Iron Man.
Oh, what does she call herself?
Ironheart.
Oh, Ironheart? Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't.
Which actually he gave her the nickname because his digital AI was like bugging her and saying, "You got a good heart. We're gonna call you Ironheart." She's like, "That's not so bad."
Which, on that note, when are Armor Wars and Ironheart coming out? Because I keep hearing.
I want to know when Armor Wars.
Both have not even began filming yet, so we're still a year away.
Oh, so it's probably not till 2023.
Oh, ha ha ha!
Damn it.
Last comment.
So would you have been better if they would called him Captain Falcon or American Falcon?
Or just say Falcon is now Captain America, so he never drops.
No, Captain America. In the immortal words of Don Cheadle, I'm here, it's me, deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 26. Who has a hidden tattoo? Aunt May. And we know exactly where it is.
What, you mean she's got a tramp
stamp?
Saying
tramp stamp? Yeah.
She's got a tramp stamp. It's not a tattoo, it's a tramp stamp.
Captain Marvel.
Where?
Oh, for sure.
Ow.
Tramp stamp.
Red Skull.
She probably came back and got it.
88.
Red Skull?
Yeah, he's got an 88 tattoo somewhere.
Oh, we know Red Skull's got a tattoo. We definitely know Red Skull's got a tattoo. Who's got a hidden tattoo? I'd have to say Black
Widow.
I'm sorry, Black Widow's got to have.
And Yelena.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Yelena probably has a Natasha tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, no, I meant along the lines of from the Red Room. They probably have a tattoo or a brand or something.
How about Shang-Chi? He parties a lot. They probably got drunk and got tattoos one night.
Well, yeah,
Maria Hill.
His form of partying is doing karaoke. I don't see that much.
Yeah, they get pretty
late. There's a karaoke bar right next to the tattoo parlor, and one thing led to another.
Mm.
Well, we know Thor got a tattoo in What If. So,
what was the tattoo of?
Science. It was a microscope.
Oh,
yeah, it was for what's her name?
Jane Foster.
Yeah.
They both walk out of it, and Jane Foster's got, I think, the hammer, and then Thor's got a microscope.
Jane Foster is such a waste of a character, bro. Why is she even there?
She'll redeem herself in this new movie. We'll see.
Oh yeah, sure she will. Sure she will.
Now that's something that shouldn't be a mantle. The name Thor. It's so weird.
Yeah, hell no, man.
Oh no, we are not doing the Thor argument. That took years, and nobody still figured that out.
Dude, did anybody like that whole comic line, dude? Nobody.
The idea was good.
the whole Jane Foster gets sick and then she has to become Lady Thor in order to get over it. Like, no, dude, I'm not a fan of it.
No. I would have preferred Valkyrie or Lady Sif have become Lady Thor because they actually earned it. Whereas just giving it to Jane Foster just because she has cancer was ridiculous.
I don't know. She's worthy. I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not. Whenever I do see stuff like someone else becomes this new character's name, I know it's returning to the status quo. If you open up a comic book today in year 2021, Thor has. Where is it? Thor is the main character of the comic book Thor. What do you know? It's actually Thor Odin's son, and Valkyrie is. And Jane Foster is nowhere to be seen. She's actually called Valkyrie now because that's how comic books work, man. Everything returns to the status quo. It's whack. Question number 27. Why did Thanos bring Nebula? And I'm talking about 2014 Thanos that they go to the time heist to. He gets Nebula. He figures out what happens to him. He sees, oh my, I got beheaded in the future. Okay, I'm going to go and attack these Avengers. Nebula's going to come with me. Why? What was the logic here? What was she going to help them with? Was it like just in case?
Yeah, contingency plan.
What was she going to help him with, though? What could she have done for him?
Didn't he send her to go get the gauntlet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she got the gauntlet.
No, yeah. Okay, listen. He had a Nebula, right? But our Nebula was also on that ship when it traveled through the quantum realm to be back in the present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Yeah, he should have left her ass in 2014. Yeah, what's the point of bringing both Nebulas with you? I see what you mean now.
Yeah, there was none. Okay, you know why? You know why? Because the script said so. That's why. The script wanted Nebula, and they brought her.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Chillmonger, you need to like solo in on Jaded and just like create like, dude. Okay, you need to like create it like a solo clip of him saying because the script needed him to, so that you can use that in
future. Every time I say it, it's because I'm right.
You know,
you all disagreed.
But you're never going to be wrong when you say because the script wanted it to. That's the truth.
No. Okay, how's this? It was forced. They forced the reasoning. There was no legitimate reason. They wanted her there, so they put her there.
In here, Sir John is putting corny ass jokes. Is Wanda blind because she lost her vision? What do you call it when you cross Cap and Hulk? The Star Spangled Banner. He's very good.
No, I'm sorry. The first one was the best. How much did it cost to kill Tony's parents? $1. I love that one.
Oh my god.
That was good.
So there's no answer to the why you would bring a second Nebula at all. Number 28. Okay, guys, it's the male Avengers. It's the female Avengers. Okay, all of them who were ever on the team. So you can count Iron Man even though he died. You can count Black Widow even though she died. Who wins this battle? I think that Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch, especially now with her reading the books, they are the overpowered members of the team. But when you look at the run right below, it's like Gamora, she fights with a sword. We can cancel that out with any male Avenger. We got a whole tier that is just missing from all of the women. When you get to Shuri with her pew pew, we get to Okoye with her sword thing. We get Yelena Belova. We get all these mid-tier or below mid-tier. But Black Panther, Spider-Man, there's just a whole bunch of mid-tier male superheroes that could take this fight. Not to mention the overpowered ones, who would be Hulk, who would be Thor, who would be Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange cancels out Wanda. Or
why would Doctor Strange be counted as an Avenger? That's not really fair.
Well, you guys said it earlier when I was saying that not everyone at that fight scene was an Avenger, and you're like, Cap said it. It means it. Like,
if Doctor Strange has a movie called Doctor Strange, he's part of this argument. He's a male Avenger.
No, I'm not buying the fact that Doctor Strange is an Avenger.
Guys, you guys just said earlier. No, okay.
Doctor Strange is an Avenger.
Yeah, dude, I agree with Chill. Like, dude, the women would like wipe the floor with the guys.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange.
I think it'd be one of those late game type of things where the women will get whittled down to just Wanda and and Captain Marvel, and it'll be like some Jordan Pippen shit, and they'll start wiping out everybody, you know, going through all the males until it's just those two. I don't think the males will struggle handling Wanda and Captain Marvel at the same time. I think they'll wipe all the other women out though.
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel will take out almost everybody, man.
It's about drive. It's about power.
Dude,
Number 29.
Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry.
No, go ahead, say it.
No, I was just saying, dude, the only two characters to really solo Thanos one-on-one was Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. Without the gauntlet, they would have killed him.
For real.
What happens if you don't yell back, Bombay?
You lose your fucking vibranium rights. They just take the shit right from you, right there on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think this single cast member wasn't saying it. Every single one of them.
You'd be canceled on the YouTube. You'd be canceled on social media. The Wakandan social media, you'd be canceled.
And we know that they have social media because that's how Shuri knew. What are those?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It violates community guidelines to not say.
Yeah. They'll be posted on how shaming how he didn't yell back. Somebody didn't yell back your Bombay.
You gotta say it. Right, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. Did you know that on YouTube there's like 10 hours? There's a video of 10 hours of Bombay.
Why that? What?
No, how many views does it have is the question.
A lot.
No. How many views lasted the entire 10 hours?
None. Baby Shark, the entire 10 hours? Yes, I can believe that a kid is watching that over and over, but not Bombay. Your Wakandan credit card is taken away. Question.
You lose your social credit score.
The 30th question of Marvel MCU questions.
This isn't the end. There are other things.
Wrong one. 30th question is, that was from last week, wasn't it? How would you describe this creature?
That's a weird horse. What's it looking at me for?
I wouldn't say it's a horse.
If you cross the Chinese dragon with a horse.
I think it is actually considered a horse in Asian mythology, so I'd say it's a horse.
I'd say because of the sound it makes, it's a horse.
Groot?
It's a jackass. No,
it's like a donkey horse, right?
Yeah, donkey horse dragon. So it's a drackass.
Drackass.
I went with goat. This guy Tony says it looks like something from Narnia. I would agree with that. Whole lot of Pokemon looking things in there. It was all right. I guess you guys win. It's a horse. It's a jackass horse. 31. Choose a film or a series for Chloe to direct next. Chloe Zhao, she was the Eternals director. Now, I didn't like the movie. I thought there was too many characters, but I don't think that she sucks. I thought it was visually appealing. I would say give her... What do I not care about that I can have her experiment on? Let's see. Nova, maybe? Give her Nova.
Keep her away from the MCU.
Star Wars? Remember that rumor that she's going to be doing Kevin Feige's Star Wars film, and then it was quickly not the case. The week that movie came out, it was like, by the way, this was never a true rumor. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Perfect answer to this is they should try to reboot Cats the musical and have her do that because nobody gives a shit about that.
I was thinking the Triple X series.
I would say.
The Triple X series. I would love to see what you would do with that.
I would say if we're just going to be MCU and kind of Marvel-ish, give her a Gambit movie. Let her do
a Gambit movie.
I think she would do better with less characters and just tell a more character-based story. I think Eternals was kind of big for her, and she did the best she could. with that big set, all these characters, all this story to tell. But if you kind of set her down and let her just tell a straight line story with a character, I think she can do a great job. So a great character that's kind of conflicted and things like that would be Gambit. So I would say a Gambit movie.
Okay, who else are we casting in there? We can't have 10, but we'll have Rogue in there, won't we?
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, like, who else? Who's another Gambit love interest? Because if it's not Rogue, then it's probably someone else.
I want it to be Rogue. I don't want to mix it up with someone else just so we can get to Rogue in the next film. Let's just get started on the Rogue Gambit relationship now. It's not something we saw in the past X-Men movies, and so it will happen.
Yeah, I only know her for the Eternals, so I don't know what her past directing skills are like.
Me either. I'm just basing it off the Eternals. I think the Eternals, the one thing it did have was great characterization. I think she did a great job establishing all the characters and their personalities and stuff. So considering the cast, right? It's like a star-powered cast, but I believed all of the characters were who they said they were. So she did a great job with that, in my opinion. So I think if you just give her one character to focus on and their characterization, she would do an excellent job.
I'll take it.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want. Sorry, excuse my language. I don't want to see her do anything else. I'm good.
I agree with Anzo. I changed my answer. I agree with Anzo.
No, I want to see her. I want to see her do a high octane action film just to see her just crash and burn even further.
Yeah, you guys are wrong. The 32nd question of 33 Burning MCU Questions. I'm here chilling with Jaded Fanboy, Anzo, Mike, Jamie, Guru. I'm asking, why did Echo keep Kate alive? That last episode of the show, it showed that she was still tied up, even though we knew Kate Bishop had the Ronin costume. They were just in the middle of questioning Clint about Ronin, and he's like, yeah, Kate, I don't know that she just popped in. Okay, why are you tying her up? I think that is because Echo is not completely evil. She doesn't want to just kill someone all willy-nilly. She needs to make sure that it is the correct person I am killing, because I'm not actually a bad person, but I still need to kill the one who killed my dad.
Yes.
Right? She's a good person. There's potential for Echo to become a hero coming up.
Well, she has her own show coming up, so she is going to be anti-hero slash hero. I just have one question, though. Dude, I don't know this character at all. I'm not familiar with her at all. But I was assuming going in before seeing the episode that she was more of kind of like starting out kind of like a villain. She seems like a very smart, competent young woman. But how did she not even realize that it was Clint that was fucking Ronin?
How would you know, though? What is the clue that should make her go, oh, it was Clint?
Okay, wait, so sorry. So this is going to sound like kind of like a dumb question. But this, in the MCU so far, in this show, nobody knows that Clint was Ronin, correct?
Yeah, because Ronin wore a mask.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, never mind.
Oh, you know who did know? Black Widow knew. Black Widow knew about
Black
it.
Widow's
And she talked to Rhodey, like War Machine, like something happened in Mexico. There were 40 kills.
One possible hint.
Rhodey knew too.
Rhodey knew.
Yeah,
One possible hint is that they would have heard his voice, and it was a male voice.
Well, how many males are there in the MCU? And why would it be him?
Again, but then if it's a male voice, you wouldn't have assumed it was Kate Bishop. That's how you could have known Kate Bishop couldn't have been Ronin.
That's fair. Saying. Now, have we ever heard Ronin talk? Because to me, it feels like he was there for one thing.
Flashback, he's talking to the guys he's killing. In the flashback of him as Ronin.
Oh, you got me. I didn't notice that.
Talking back to like they're literally having an argument.
She's deaf though. She's deaf, so she couldn't hear that.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that if it's the men, then if it's her father's men that he's killing, I'm sure they would have relayed the information and she would have heard it.
After they're dead, though.
No, because some of them would have survived. I mean, they didn't all die every time. I'm sure some escaped.
Yeah, Ronin's pretty good at his job. He's getting rid of every single one of those. Okay? You don't doubt Ronin.
Well, but I thought that Kingpin killed her father, right? And
in the
so
comments I heard that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
But the plot needed this to happen so that Ronin could be a plot device in this show.
And that's why you need a clip of Jaded saying that.
You're literally saying what I'm saying, and you're agreeing with it. But when I say it, apparently it does. Oh, whatever.
No, I'm with you. Yelena and Val know. She had a picture of Clint in the Ronin costume in Black Widow end credits. They don't know anything. No, that doesn't mean that they know that Ronin is is Clint. That just means that Val is blaming the death of Black Widow on Hawkeye. It had nothing to do with Ronin. Ronin was in his costume. I gotta see the picture.
I think Val would probably know, because Val would be kind of like a minor version of Nick Fury, and Nick Fury knows everything. I could see Val knowing, not because anybody told her, but because she just found out on her own.
You guys know any words in Albania? Sir John says good night.
Nope.
I just don't get it how like Val and Black Widow know that Clint is Ronin, but Echo and Kingpin don't. Like, it's just, I mean,
they've got different connections, and Ronin, Hawkeye, was focused on not letting the bad guys know about who he was. However, Val got the information was sketchy. Please fact check Chillmonger. Yeah, it's okay. It sounds like yes, it was a photo in the Ronin costume. I don't care. I'll believe you. Fact check, not necessary. The 33rd question of Marvel questions. How much would Captain Marvel make if it was released in 2017? Because this film made over $1 billion when it was sandwiched in between the Infinity movie and the Endgame movie. So was Ant-Man and the Wasp, and no one likes to talk about that, but that one made $600,000. So let's not pretend like Captain Marvel didn't have some sort of value to it and didn't bring something to the table, guys. Her last name is Marvel, and she's the captain of it. Everyone wanted to see this film. She could fly. She was a superhero by every aspect of the word. So if it wasn't sandwiched in between those two films, and if it was just Captain Marvel, we got the trailer that we got where she's powering up like Goku, I'm telling you, this film still makes a cool $800 million.
No way. No fucking way.
No way. The same reason people are wanting to watch the new Spider-Man movie because of Toby and Andrew. They wanted to watch. They watched Captain Marvel because we were told it was integral to the story.
Not every single one is you guys who go on the internet and watch these things. There's casual fans who make up majority of that box office.
Well, I would say this: the end credit to Infinity War is what sold those tickets for Captain Marvel.
Yes,
she was featured at basically the best Marvel movie to date. Her movie was featured at the end of it. So that's what led everybody into the theaters to go watch Captain Marvel, because it was directly connected it was presented to be directly connected to what happened in Infinity War. So if you don't do that, I think it's Ant-Man. I think she does maybe 600, something fair, maybe 600, 1,000. But right around there, I don't think she gets up to 800.
All of you are wrong. Not only that, it would have had to change the story. Because if she had a standalone movie, they couldn't have the same story.
It happens in the 90s. Doesn't it happen in the 90s? They could have just kept the same story. Maybe they might change a thing or two, maybe. Then maybe the beeper wouldn't be part of it.
Yeah, they could have still
changed. But the connection for Nick Fury, if it came out in 2017.
Same thing. They would have been just as bad when he misses his eye.
I don't know, because again, it's the same thing with the Black Widow. The Black Widow movie is really just a flashback.
Okay.
Why would I want to watch a movie that's really just a flashback?
Because it's Marvel. Why would you want to watch any of them? It's because that's the thing we do. There's just so many people who show up, even for new things like Eternals and Shang-Chi. And of course, with COVID happening, it is a brand different landscape. So I don't want to ever conflate the two like it's the same. But there's just a minimum amount of money you're going to make just because it says Marvel.
And I think that's 600,000. She would have got the Ant-Man Marvel 600,000. I think
I agree.
Is the Infinity War over the top? Infinity War kind of broke into mainstream culture. You had people who didn't watch Marvel who really adopted the Infinity War and everything like that. So I think she benefited from coming right behind the most mainstream movie they ever made, and that's how she got to $1 billion.
Dude, I just feel good that I got free passes at that time, because I was working at a news station in Ohio at that time. I just feel good that I got free passes to go see that movie. I didn't have to pay for that crap. F that movie. I hate that movie. But to answer the question, I agree with Chillmonger. I think it would have made some money. I think it would have made good money. Not like 2019 money, but it would have made money regardless.
But does this help? It was the first woman to lead the MCU. Girl power would have been representing strongly. What?
Wait, hang on. I forgot something. I don't know if you mentioned this. 2017 is an important year because that's also the year that Wonder Woman came out. So you have to ask yourself, if that had come out before or after Wonder Woman, would that made a difference? Because Wonder Woman is arguably a much better movie.
Okay, it made $700 million at the box office, right? Wonder Woman.
Did it?
Why would Captain Marvel make any more than that?
I'll find out.
Wonder Woman made about that much.
Yeah, and imagine what the second weekend on Captain Marvel would have been.
Oh my God!
Like that shit.
Would have been 90% drop.
Yeah, it would have been a terrible drop. Like,
800. Wonder Woman made $822 million in its box office. You're telling me that Captain Marvel couldn't do the same?
No, not in 2017. If you didn't have Infinity War, you wouldn't have had half of the people going to see that movie.
Nah, not half. Nah. That movie is still the movie, superhero, female lead for the first time ever. It's had a lot of things going for it.
Brie Larson, however, versus Gal Gadot.
Yeah. You're going to compare Brie Larson to Gal Gadot. It's not a...
I have nothing to prove to you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You guys give me a reason to play that clip every single time.
Wait. So what's the question is what? How much would Captain make if it was released in 2017? When was it released?
In 2019, it was in March. No, rather, yes, it was 2019 in March. That's when Captain Marvel came out. It made $1.1 billion.
In other words, if it wasn't sandwiched between...
Right.
But if you're just joining me, Mike, I mentioned how Ant-Man and the Wasp also was sandwiched in between. It was in July, right after April's Infinity War, and that film made $630 million in its box office. So we know where the ceiling is, which would be 1.1. We know where the bottom basement is, and that's $600 million. How much would have Captain Marvel made if it was just a Phase 3 regular film right before Thor Ragnarok? What would it make?
I want to say it would have. I don't know if it would have done $1 billion, but I think it would have done like more north of 500 million. I think it might have done maybe 7 or 8. Only because, and I'm not again. See, well, number one, what it would have going for it is at that point in 2017, there wasn't like the pendulum as far as like everybody. If there's something in there they don't necessarily agree with, it's woke. Regardless of whatever it is, that's just like the all-purpose definition of why something is bad or they feel something is not the way it should be. And at that point, we weren't there yet.
Did Brie Larson do her little acceptance speech before 2017? No, it was in 2018, wasn't it?
I think it. I saw it. I don't know. I don't remember what year it was though. But I don't. Oh, let me turn on because I had you on. I was listening while I was helping the customer, but I just wanted to get in one more question.
Did you tell them to subscribe to Chillmonger?
I didn't have to because you're up there. They saw you. They were like, "Oh, who's that? Who's that person with all the trash opinions in the middle?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Fanboy. Don't pay attention." but yeah, I was like, "No, Chillmonger's from Canada."
I knew it.
The Brie Larson speech came in 2018. So yes, the 2017.
Yes, I think that's what I said. I think that's what I mean. I think the Captain Marvel movie is poorly directed. I don't like I don't like some of the decisions that were made regarding the
And Mike,
yes,
that's what I said because in a sense because even though we can take Infinity War out of it, the second weekend would have been terrible for Captain. So she wouldn't have got a big opening weekend, and she'd have had a terrible second weekend. So there's no way she would have reached, the 9, 8, 9, 10, or 8, 9 $1 billion, in my opinion. I gave her roughly 5, 6, maybe 7 at the most.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
absolutely.
7, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Why, Chillmonger? You think it would have done $1 billion still?
Yeah. I don't know about $1 billion, but 800 million it would have made.
Oh, so we're almost all in agreement, kind of, sort of. We're nearing, like we're more like 6, 7, somewhere around there, and you're 8.
I'm at 8.
So, yeah. But that's because you're Canadian. You're nice, so we expect that.
That's right.
Except for the guy next to you, and the other one too, occasionally, because he's got some trash things like about Attack of the Clones and whatnot. It's crazy. But yeah, other than that, you guys are nice.
Better than any Disney Star Wars movie.
I'm not arguing that one.
That's a very low bar, though, Hanzo. Come on.
Still better.
It's not better than the holiday special, though. But anyways, go ahead.
I was going to close the stream. I think SSJK. Sanctum is doing a morning with K. I don't know if that's happening or not. But if it is, I'm going to go join that stream. So I would direct you all to do that as well. Anyone want to plug yourself on the way out? Anzo, what you got coming out?
Not much, man. I'm just chilling. Glad to be here, man. It was fun.
Okay, Jaded, I know you got the Hawkeye number 3 video that you don't want us to watch.
Yeah, don't watch my videos. If you like any show or any movie I make a video on, don't watch it because I'm just gonna piss you off.
Facts. Facts.
I warn everybody.
That was the period on that statement right there. Fat.
He hates everything.
I warn everybody. So when you watch my videos and you watch my videos, and then you come back and you complain to me, I'm gonna go, well, what did I tell you?
Mike, I know you're looking at Previews World and looking at the solicitations coming up, right?
Yes, I have all the images done and everything, and I just got to get the audio things worked out, the audio problems issues. So hopefully today, maybe sometime today or tomorrow, maybe.
Jamie?
Nothing to plug, no.
And Guru?
Yeah, follow me on Twitch. You know, I do watch-alongs of classic retro TV shows like.
Yeah, I seen you doing one last night.
Yeah, we did Boy Meets World last night.
Yeah.
Do you play the episodes there? Can you do that?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, yeah. Well,
really?
how I do it is I don't save the episodes. I don't save the video rather. So it allows me to play them live, but I just don't save them.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's
so if you wanted to save it, if you wanted to have it up there, I mean, is there any benefit? I've gone on Twitch and all that, but I don't know about streaming and all that. Is there any benefit to leaving them up there? Can you generate revenue after that too?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you can. But what they do, they have a bot that they run over, the video, obviously, to check for copyright and stuff.
Right.
And just because I don't want to go through that or have strikes, all they do is mute the part. They don't really strike you. They'll just mute what's copyrighted. But I just don't want my videos to keep getting flagged that way. So I don't save them and then I repurpose them for YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But Boy Meets World is an amazing show. Like I forgot how amazing that show is.
And you watched the top 3 episodes that are on IMDb, right?
Yeah, I watched the top 3 episodes. Last night we did TGIF Spin-a-Rooney, meaning we put all the TGIF shows in a Spin-a-Rooney and we just spent them around and whatever popped up we watched. And Boy Meets World popped up twice. And we watched the top 2 rated episodes. And that show, I mean, I can't say enough about that show. So just follow me on Twitch and, we'll just have fun.
Yeah, I followed you. Flash, was it Flash or someone posted you on Twitter and I followed it. I was like, oh, you actually watching these?
It's probably Perp.
Cool. Perp. Yeah, it was Perp. Right.
Yeah. That's who put me on YouTube. It was Perp. So you guys, sub to everyone here on this channel. And with that being said, at the end of the day, I'm going to end this video. Anzo, I was making fun of you. I was trying to make fun of you.
I know you were. I know you were.
Aren't you gonna have another one tomorrow, though?
Yeah, I think I might do a Star Wars one tomorrow because MSK said he
You
was
might
gonna...
want to promote that.
Yes, y'all tune in 24 hours from right about now, 22 hours from now. But until then, let's all join K-Dot's channel, who's going to do an afternoon with K-Dot since it's past noon where he is on the West Coast. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thumbs up. Thank you.